Welcome in to a Wednesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Ghost Chevrolet every single day here. Online, GEAUX, Chevrolet.com. We'll get you set up for LSU basketball tonight. Tigers taking on Georgia at home. LSU Women's basketball. Coach Mulkey will be here. She's handing away tickets. So if you want to go to this week's game, she will have tickets to hand away to you here on the Jordy Culotta Show coming up here at 8:30 this morning. We will also talk to Jay Johnson. Coach Johnson will be here at 7:30 as LSU baseball season is set to get underway on Friday. And as we told you yesterday, we will be live leading up to the first pitch over at Fred's, mic'd up, Mikey Matuk in town. There he is, sitting here, co-hosting a little early, getting me an early call here out of the bullpen. Going to be with you today, 11 to 1 o'clock. But he will also be with you Friday afternoon from Fred's. Looking forward to that live broadcast.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be really cool.
Got a lot of things cooking there, too. We got a big meeting today, figure out what we can do.
I prefer a lot of yeses and not a lot of no's.
I think it's
Sounds
going to
like
be.
it's a yes meeting.
I think it's going to be a lot of yeses.
It has been a yes meeting.
It's going to be more about, hey, yes, what can we do to help you make that work?
Yeah, what else do you want?
Yeah,
what else do you want? Yes, okay.
Yeah, a little red carpet here.
Maybe a little home run derby. A little home run derby.
Watch out, a little giveaways. What?
What? Huh?
Green wall out there, a little monster.
What?
Little drinks.
Exciting stuff over here at FM Digital Media. If you are watching and starting your Wednesday with us, make sure you like and share the post. We appreciate that very much. Good news for Joey Burrow and the boys as we keep you updated on that. Coming up here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, as we said, we're driven and powered by Ghost Chevrolet, and every day we're brought to you by Papa Earl's Spice, 30% less sodium than the competition. Find them anywhere you shop locally. Papa Earl, of course, the one-arm push-up bandit at the LSU basketball game, winning dance contests, cooking jambalaya, pastalaya, shrimp and grits. Papa Earl's Spice, anywhere you shop locally. Metropolitan Health Group, our phone line. Real Doctors, Real Solutions. Jason Ramazan and Charlie Harvey. As we said, Kim Mulkey and Jay Johnson will be here. Coach Johnson will be here at 7:30. Looking forward to getting that one last conversation in before the season starts. The off season for Coach Johnson has been filled with a lot of interviews. The speaking season, as we call it here in the media, has been wild for Coach Johnson. Just looking to get underway at the box on Friday night. We'll ask him some of the things to be looking out for. 3 LSU baseball players, 3 of them on the Golden Spikes Award watch list. All 3 of them sophomores in Baton Rouge. Incredible, man. I mean, it really is fantastic. If somebody from your point of view, I know we've talked about this before. It's Trey Morgan, Jacob Berry, and Dylan Cruz are the 3 on the list. And look, man, I mean, Jordan Thompson's in that class. It's a very talented group. It's amazing to see that stuff, right?
You have those 3 on the watch list for the best player in the country, right? But you also have Cade Doty, who's projected to be a first-round pick. You also have a guy who's got the number 8, who hit 19 homers, who may be the 9-hole hitter this year.
Gavin Dugas.
God.
Like, that's how deep the lineup is.
Sheesh.
Like, it's unbelievable the amount of talent they have offensively. Guys are going to step up on the mound. They always do. I'm not worried about that. Obviously, you get a few weekends to kind of figure that stuff out. But, I mean, you have a guy hitting 19 pumps, hitting 9 holes.
You don't know where to put him in the lineup.
Impressive. That's impressive.
How much pressure is this for Jay Johnson in year 1? It feels like the timeline has been accelerated quite a bit to, transitioning from the Paul Maneri era to now into
baseball. No transition.
It's like
Omaha or bust.
Exactly. I feel like it's an Omaha run almost already, and the guy hasn't even laced it up once yet.
Omaha or bust.
I think he knows that. I think we've asked him that, I know, here before, and stepping into this job with not just the brand, the letters on the hat, but really the roster that you have in place. I mean, it's a top 10 preseason team going into it. I don't think that he's running from that. He feels like he's been waiting on this job, right? Like he's been waiting to be in this situation where there's this type of expectation every single year. Why not on your first squad? I mean, you got 3 on the Golden Spikes Awards. Yep. Barry could be, one of the top picks in the draft. Cruz is a potential 1 pick. I mean, this is just a really uber talented group. Looking forward to hearing about the arms. It sounds like he's pretty confident.
Yeah, I think the arms are going to be more about attacking and getting ahead of guys and basically just saying, hey, look, I'm going to throw strikes. I'm going to fill the zone up. I'm not going to give you free passes, and allowing our defense behind them to play. And I think that's the strategy more so than, hey, we have all these elite power arms on the mound. We're just going to let these guys go out there and blow people away. I think he understands that they don't have that right now. So he knows that they have to go out there. The guys on the mound have to go out there, and if you don't throw strikes and if you can't compete on the mound, you're not going to pitch. And just the conversations I've had with the pitching coach is, along those lines. Hey, we're going to tell these guys to go out there, compete, throw your ass off, make sure you're throwing strikes, and let the guys behind you play. And
because we're going to score some runs.
Exactly.
Well, I think the most surprising part, just from outside kind of looking in, is the amount of arms that they were able to accumulate in the offseason. I mean, that was a big concern on who they were going to throw, who was going to be effective. And I think going into the season, there are at least more options on the table than I thought that there were going to be.
For sure. And you're going to have a lot of guys. You have some experience. You have some guys that are seniors and, fifth-year seniors that came back. That's going to help. You're going to have a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of mixing and matching early on. You're going to have a lot of guys. Or, Jay's going to look at the lineup, the opposing lineup, and say, okay, this lineup's left-handed pitcher heavy, right-handed pitcher heavy. This is how we're going to approach these guys. I don't think you're going to have set roles for the first few weeks of the season, just to kind of give these guys an opportunity to go out there, get some innings, throw some pitches, get some outs, have some issues, fall into some trouble, and try to figure out who can get out of it and who can't. And after that, going into SEC play, I think you're going to figure out kind of the roles at that point and just kind of run from there.
So looking forward to our conversation with head coach of the LSU baseball team, Jay Johnson, getting set for the season opener. LSU will square off against Maine on Friday. As we said, we'll be leading you up. Good pull. We will be leading you up to first pitch over at Fred's, live over at Fred's. We will be on the patio. Mic'd up. We'll be there.
On the stage.
On the stage.
Or in front of the stage. Probably on the stage.
2
Stage
o'clock
adjacent.
meeting.
Yeah. Stage.
Under the tent.
Stage-ish.
Under the tent.
Under the tent. There you go.
Under the tent is where we're going to be on Friday. So if you're out and about, you're moving around, and hopefully the weather is going to be like it has been the last couple of days and weeks.
It's supposed to be like 50, 55.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Okay.
We'll take it. I think the nasty stuff comes through tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that.
A little setup for the
It's a little
weekend.
afternoon show, so we can get some alcohol on set.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Start
We can
your
do that in the
weekend off
mornings,
right.
too.
Yeah, Foodie Friday. Get Sean around here. He'll bring
I
you
don't
some
know.
booze.
Right.
On Wednesday, I don't know if I'm drinking. Maybe probably spike the coffee. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Opening day, though. Tigers
Yeah,
opening
you're
day
right.
at the box.
Throw something in your coffee.
Yeah, why not? LSU basketball tonight going to be on the wood as they are facing off against Georgia. As we said yesterday, Will Wade was here, and we were talking a little bit after our conversation with Coach Wade. This is a must-win week for LSU basketball, even though South Carolina on the road last night wins in dramatic fashion in Oxford at Ole Miss, wins on a buzzer beater last night. So they will be heading home for a little bit of an extended week as they got the Tuesday draw this week. So they'll be home in Columbia waiting on LSU to arrive on Saturday. LSU will host Georgia tonight. So the week ahead for LSU is the Bulldogs tonight at home and then traveling to South Carolina on Saturday. This is the part of the season when we really looked at the schedule even back in October and November and said this is when LSU was going to catch a little bit of relief in the conference, and they got to win these games, and they must win tonight. They must win on Saturday, especially after the corner they backed themselves into over the last couple of weeks with they just couldn't get it right and couldn't win games. Georgia comes in 1-11 in the league, 6-19. They are on a 5-game losing skid. LSU, as we said, is on a 2-game winning streak as they're trying to get things right. They're 16.5-point favorites tonight versus the Dogs. I mean,
My God.
goodness gracious,
Georgia
man.
almost.
Can they get? No,
beat
they've
Auburn.
almost beat everybody.
Yeah.
They've
They're
almost.
If you spot them
They
16,
have
they're going to
almost
beat a lot of people.
They've almost beat everybody
Always
in the
in it.
league. They are a scary 1-11,
Scary bad
6-19 bad team. They are.
It's tough to say.
It is.
You think that's what Tom
Scary
Crean?
bad
That's what
team.
Tom Crean's pumping at his press conference. Hey, we're a scary
I
1-19
mean,
team.
they should have beaten Auburn.
Should have beaten
They
Auburn.
should have beaten them.
They had Tennessee on the ropes. I mean, they've had some of the big boys. Which, by the way, did you see what Tennessee did at
Yes.
Kentucky last night?
Yes. Tried to give it
Tennessee-
away, then took off. At the end of the
Tennessee
game.
in the second half of the season has, at least in the second half of the SEC season, think about what they've done to LSU. The first time LSU played Tennessee, LSU bludgeoned them at home. The first time Kentucky played Tennessee, Kentucky beat the brakes off the Volunteers. The first time they played them a couple of weeks back. Last night, they beat them double digits in Thompson Bowling in Knoxville. I mean, Tennessee, same thing they did to LSU, second go round. I mean, they look like they're finding their they're finding their feet. Yeah, I mean, they're finding their stride. Kennedy Chandler's a stud. Their point guard. I mean, he really kind
Good
of.
for old Ricky Barnes too, kind of little gets his
the
name
coach-
back in the good graces because he kind of got
the coaches in the
shafted.
SEC right now are
No doubt.
on point. They're on fire. Right
Feels
now.
like the football league.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like this is where the money is. It's where the best facilities are. This is where the players are. I mean, it feels like college basketball is kind of like the epicenter of it's in the league. Even though a lot of leagues are playing good. Big 12 is playing really good right now. But LSU tonight faces off against Georgia in a, as we said, a very winnable week for LSU and a must-win week for Will Wade and his crew after what happened over the last couple of weeks. And now they're really playing for the postseason seeding. What's the number going to be next to LSU's name when they draw, for March? And these games mean something as far as, quality wins and quality of play and what you look like coming down the stretch. And as LSU gets healthy, it was surprising to hear Will Wade say yesterday that Pinson was close to 95%.
A lot of eyebrows went up in the studio. We're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's a high number.
I love that.
I mean, rarely do you hear somebody tip off as healthy as somebody is. Usually you try to downplay that stuff as long as you can. But Pinson looked like he was getting right. He looked closer to his early season form on Saturday versus Mississippi State than he has throughout the entire season. And tonight should be a confidence-building game for LSU. Tonight should be kind of a get-right game, a stats-building game, get out there and knock down shots and play good defense and beat a team that you're supposed to beat.
I feel like it should be a Efton Reed, hey, we're going to feed you, give you a little
Get your
bit of confidence.
confidence
Let's score about 15, 16 points.
Hammer some dunks on.
Yeah, throw some dunks down, dominate down low, get some rebounds, maybe have a little double-double piece. Go home, feel good going into – we have, one ranked game left against
Kentucky. Yeah.
At Kentucky.
They do go to Arkansas as well.
Okay, so two ranked games. So those are two opportunities to
assert yourself.
Yeah, really say, okay, hey, we're back. You know what I mean? We're not just beating teams that we should be beating. We're back. We're back to the team that we were when we were 15 or 16 and 1. The Arkansas game is gonna be fun.
Oh, definitely.
I can't wait for that, especially because they came in the PMAC and rats run everywhere, beat us.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Was that the Rat game?
I don't know if that was a rat game actually. I just started.
They're still there, dude. They're still there.
They're gone.
I'm just glad to see Xavier Pinson in a knee brace from the 21st century.
Yeah.
That seemed to be his biggest hurdle.
I mean,
he got
He
one
had the
of
Barry
fits.
Bonds elbow guard on his knee.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
100%.
I mean, even Wade yesterday was talking about it. He was like, at least we got him something that's a little bit more new age.
He's like, get something that looks a little bit more comfortable. He
Right.
looked like an offensive lineman running around out there.
Didn't get it out of the football facility.
Right. G-string, what did you give us, dude? What is this?
So remember, Daily, we were brought to you by Steel Henry over at Hargrove Roofing, our guy over at Hargrove Roofing. Whether you're looking for flat roofs, metal roofs, roofing repairs, shingle roofs, slate roofs, even terracotta roofs, Steel Henry can help you out. 318-229-7266. That's the phone number. If you're still dealing with some damage down here in South Louisiana for the rough fall and early winter it was for all of us down here and dealing with hurricanes and storms and flooding and all of that and what brings the damage to the roof. If you need some repair, get in touch with our friend Steel Henry at 318-229-7266. He represents Hargrove Roofing. He's located and based out of Lafayette, but he can work all of South Louisiana. So anywhere you are in the listening area, wherever you can hear this, get in touch with Steel Henry this morning. 318-229-7266 over at Hargrove Roofing. Feel the steel.
Feel the steel.
Feel the steel.
You're welcome,
That's
Steel.
That's his go-to move.
Yeah.
Do you know what a terracotta roof is, or did you just say that?
I saw it on the bullet points. But as I was going down, I know what a shingle roof is. I know what a slate roof is. I know what a metal roof is. I know what a flat roof is. So I would think that the terracotta would be
I feel like all
kind of like the LSU design, kind of like those,
Got to show you.
kind of like the stack.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
like
okay.
like the Spanish tile.
This is
Yeah,
like drug
there you
dealer
go.
roofs.
Right,
This
absolutely.
is the drug dealer roof.
or Miami.
Yeah, well, drug
Yeah.
dealers.
That's
That's
actually,
true.
that's,
That
actually
goes-
the,
yes.
that's actually the roof my dad has on his house.
Hey.
One of the guys there. Huh? So tonight, Maravich Center. Who's going? Who's in? Who's in? I'm in. 6 o'clock tip off. You can't miss 6 o'clock tips,
I don't
right?
know
Six
if
is
I'm
no
in,
excuse.
I
actually.
mean,
Yeah.
6. You got to
I'm
take
in.
I
advantage
don't know.
of it.
It's been a long weekend, long 2 weeks.
Stewie,
for
you
me.
in?
I don't
I'm
know if
in.
You're in. Matuk sounds like he's out.
I think I'm
Yeah,
out.
he's
he's
out.
out.
I think I'm out. I need a
No
night
rats
not
for
do
him.
anything.
Yeah.
You're bailing.
Montek doesn't want to
I
go
may
to the
be
Rager.
last minute.
Okay.
This is what happens. This is what
You can
happens.
scam those courtsides from the
Yeah,
landlords.
that's what happens. I'm at the house. Hey, I got next ticket. You want to come?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Okay,
Depends.
I guess.
Yeah.
What's the
Doug-
section?
I'm just waiting to upgrade to the courtside.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm waiting to get that one.
I'm talking
The
about.
upgrade is getting on the gumbo.
Yeah, well, that's where Pop was.
That's where he got it.
I mean, he was on the baseline doing that one arm push up.
Yeah.
I've never seen a happier guy.
God,
It looks like that might have been the best night of his life.
Pop's the best.
Does anybody remember what yesterday's anniversary was? Does anybody remember when LSU was up 31 on Kentucky back in 1994 with Dale Brown and the LSU basketball team? It was the largest halftime deficit ever to come back and win for a Kentucky team. Think about the Kentucky history of basketball. Rick Pitino, this is like Jamal Mashburn and those guys are in town. Ronnie Henderson, Randy Livingston, I believe, was maybe on that team, but injured. Ronnie Henderson was the stud on LSU's team. Up 31 at half.
That's tough.
That is tough, Coach. You know how tough that is? I mean,
31 points.
And it was one of those first halves where LSU is knocking down everything. Ronnie Henderson was a guy who had like one of the sweetest, prettiest shots in college basketball, and he was going nuts. And seriously,
in a college basketball game.
Tale of two halves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is one half. You look like the friggin' Chicago Bulls of '96, and then the next one, you look like LSU being led by Trent Johnson.
And Washington Generals.
You couldn't throw it in the ocean, and Kentucky looked like the national champs.
Even if, you don't have enough time in a college basketball game.
Let me get you
to,
some of the stats on this.
To be able to say, I'm going to have a 30. So 20 minutes, they were able to outscore you by over 31. And I know LSU did in the first half of that game, but that is.
Is basketball.
Kentucky completed the greatest comeback in school history.
That's got to be close to being
Kentucky basketball. That's like LSU baseball, Alabama football. You know what I mean? Like their greatest comeback in school history, rallying from 31 down in the final 15-34 to beat LSU 99-95.
They got off to a slow start.
Kentucky hit 11 three-pointers and outscored LSU 62-27 in the second half.
Oh, my.
You know how hard that is to do?
62 points in one half.
Do you know what it's called? What they dubbed it?
They called it the Mardi Gras.
The Mardi Gras Miracle.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
I love it.
Was it at LSU?
It was at LSU.
Oh.
And it was when LSU had the court painted, when the interior of the three-point line was what they painted, and they kept the paint, like the actual paint, clear, and they painted inside of the three-point line all purple.
Oh, wow.
It was tough to watch at times, but
what's your you personally playing, whether it was 10 years old or high school, whatever, the greatest comeback that you were a part of?
Greatest comeback I was ever a part of. We were in 7th grade. No shit. We were in 7th grade, and we went to Christian Life, which was where like Michael Clayton and Stephon LaFleurs and all those guys, the guys went to the NFL play. Before that, they had a team like coming up when we were in 7th and 8th grade that was loaded. They had all 8th graders. There it is. It's Clarence Caesar at the line right there.
Look at 5 getting run. He wasn't supposed to play at all. They had already given up. He looks like me.
He probably hit 8 of those 11 3-pointers that day. Might be Rex Chapman. You might want to check the stats on that.
Block or charge?
Charge. And we were down like 21 at halftime. And came back in a football game against a team that, like, getting off the bus, people were like, we were already beat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you were like, oh my God, is this the high school team?
That's fun. You're going to come back because you can feel it as it's coming.
Absolutely.
Do you have one?
No, I was trying to think of one. I'm sure one will hit me soon.
Mine was my sophomore year at LSU. We were playing Arkansas at opening home SEC weekend. The night before, Hanover got back picked at second base in the game. The next day, we're down 7 runs in the 7th inning. And this is the power of the box, dude. We're sitting there, and you just kind of feel like the starter's shoving, kind of get a walk, a base hit. We score 1 run off the guy. They have a guy warming up at the pin. 4 straight balls he threw out into the backstop all the way down to tie the game.
Rattled.
The fans were wearing him out. He comes in, blows it. We score 7 runs in the 7th inning. Go ahead and we win the game. All the same
cat?
The guy came off the relief. He blew the other guy's runs. Gave up, then he had guys on base. He took them out. We ended up winning the game.
Wow.
7 runs.
Wow.
We scored. Yeah, I remember.
I'm going to take
runs.
a different bus than everybody else.
It was unbelievable.
Leave him there.
First game of SC was great.
That's unreal. That's almost on the coach. If you see this guy like throwing pitches all the way through the backstop.
Coach, you're in the SC. You're in college baseball. You don't have.
Well,
you don't have the bullpen depth of everybody. Like, you're down 8. You got this guy like we're trying not to use our big dogs until we have to on Sunday. Forced them out there, won the game, won the series.
Unreal.
Great.
He's looking in the dugout like, Coach, you gonna let me die
Yeah,
out
don't
here?
let me do this. Like,
Don't let me
Oh,
die
he didn't
out
want to
here,
go
though.
in. He
Right.
didn't want to go in the game. He should have just said, "Hey, no, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm done. My arm hurts.
Well, arm hurts.
I'm out.
Yeah, Coach.
I'm out.
Something ain't right.
Put somebody else out.
Yeah, that's
Or
somebody
go
else.
out there, throw one pitch, and I'm not good. Call an injury, so now you have whoever you want to let them get loose on the field for as long as it takes them to get loose.
Yeah, that's a coaching error.
Yep.
And where oof.
I'm looking at this roster from Kentucky that day. Tony Delk was Travis Ford, the head coach, the former head coach at Oklahoma State, who was number 5.
Number 5. Good for
Wow.
him, man. What was his stat line?
Travis Ford played 32 minutes that day and had 10 points.
Wow.
3 for 3 from the 3-point
No
line.
doubt
Got a
about it.
foul.
That's right. 3 points, field goals made, 5.
Yep.
See, that's what I was in.
Wait, how do you have 10 points if he made 5 threes?
Yeah.
2 of 5.
2 of 5.
He
He was,
attempted
out there,
5.
he was chucking though.
He attempted 5.
40%.
Incredible, man. Leading scorer of the day was Walter McCarty at 23 for Kentucky that day.
That's tough. That's a tough. I mean, that sets you back a few games, I think.
Ronnie Henderson had 36. Clarence Caesar had 32. He had 2 with 30 for LSU. The next leading scorer was Jamie Brandon, who was an All-American point guard out of Chicago. Had 13. But yes, that'll kill the season.
Yeah, I'll set you back a long time.
That'll kill the season. I mean, that'll kill the morale. What do you tell the team in the locker room after the game? I mean, how can you even say anything that they would take seriously? All right, we're going to talk to Jay Johnson here in a couple of minutes. Looking forward to getting Matuk and Johnson into a conversation about the LSU baseball season coming up. As we said, Tigers have 3 on the Golden Spikes Award watch list going into the season. Incredible. Trey Morgan, Dylan Cruz, and the transfer Jacob Berry, who came over with Coach Johnson from Arizona, all on the list going into the season. We'll ask him the expectation around those 3, but some other names to watch out for. I think obviously those guys getting a ton of attention, and rightfully so, but what's the expectation for somebody like Cade Beloso or Cade Doty on this year's team going into this 2022 baseball team?
Have you seen what Cade Beloso's been
new
doing
swing?
right now?
I heard you talking about
Hey,
it.
guys, you got three homers right now in the fall, or not the fall, like pre-season stuff. And this guy's been grinding. I'm in the cages every morning. Christmas break, during, he was there, always there during Christmas break. He was always the first one there, hitting every single day, working on his swing.
It's cool.
Always in a good mood. And I think he's gonna have a monster season. I think he's gonna be a very, very, very important person in the lineup.
Nice. We'll talk to Coach Johnson about the expectation of Cade Beloso coming up here next on the Jordy Culotta Show. We've got the Southern Eye Center poll question of the day up for you here in the first hour. Where do you see LSU basketball seated at the end of the year? Couple of selections of for you to make over at the Southern Eye Center poll question of the day. Remember, if you head over to Southern Eye Center over on Jefferson Highway, tell our friend Ann Shaw that you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show. 25% off of a great selection of sunglasses that she has in over there at the Southern Eye Center of Baton Rouge, located on Jefferson Highway. 25% off sunglasses when you mention the Jordy Culotta Show over at Southern Eye Center. The poll question is up. We'll talk to Jay Johnson next here. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you daily by Morales Roll-Offs. Morales Roll-Offs provides dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Morales has roll-off dumpsters ranging from 10 yards to 40 yards to accommodate all of your disposal needs. Search online, moralesrolloffs.com.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, coming up here at 8:15 this morning, answering your mailbag questions. If you have a mailbag question, hashtag mailbag inside of the chat. We'll read it here at 8:15. We got some coming in on all social media platforms. Hit us on Instagram, Twitter, or if you just want to email into the show, Lloyd at Jordy Culotta Show, Jordy at Jordy Culotta Show. Check your email.
Yeah, whoa, that's the
Stewie at fm.co.
Oh, got you one. You're official.
Stewie at fm.co. And I
Yeah.
believe Dubes at fm.co is official.
Yeah, we'll have to go to management about that.
Jay Johnson is
Dude's gotta earn
officially walking into his first game as LSU head baseball coach on Friday night, and the town is really starting to buzz to get ready for the Tigers. As we told you, 3 on the Golden Spikes Award watch list. This team is in the top 10 in all publications coming out in the preseason. A lot of excitement around Baton Rouge heading into baseball season, and here to talk a little bit about it with us on the Jordy Culotta Show. Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show. Head coach for the Tigers, Jay Johnson, here on this Wednesday morning. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Great to be on with you guys.
Absolutely. Great to have you back. Can you feel the buzz around town? I know that you've kind of been cooped up in the box and getting these guys ready for the fall, but as you make your way to and from the office and be around town a little bit, can you feel the buzz of baseball season around town?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's one of the main reasons I came here, the interest that the town has in our program, and just can't wait to get to Friday. I know our players are excited. Had to kind of harness them a little bit and get them, focused on improving here over the last week or 10 days. But it's time to play, and we're all excited about it.
It's always a cool moment for the town, for the LSU baseball fan base, and really the crew and the program to opening night. Opening day at the box is really a cool event. What's your expectation as the new head coach? I know that you got your team prepared and getting them ready to play, but what do you expect to see for your first time as the head coach at the box?
Well, any expectation I've had since being here has always been exceeded by our fans. And so I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I think my goal with our players is just to kind of get them to control their heartbeat. Everybody's excited on opening day. And the thing we talked about is being yourself, defaulting to your training, not trying to do too much. And I think we're in a good place, for that. You don't know until you get out there. But I'm really excited to see them perform and compete, and I think there's several guys on this team will rise up and play better, because it matters, so to speak, and I'm looking forward to seeing them do that.
You come with an offensive reputation. This year's offense on paper looks like it could be explosive. It was really solidified with the Golden Spikes Award watch list, really the Heisman Trophy of baseball, coming out and saying that you've got 3 on the watch list, and Morgan, Cruz, and of course Barry coming over with Arizona to you. There's guys in that class like Jordan Thompson. When you look at this lineup and think about constructing it, you as an offensive mind, what do you see?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think I'm probably more excited that if you talked about if there was a winner or loser in the preseason, it was definitely our pitching staff. Kind of kicked the crap out of these guys, to be honest with you, which makes me very happy because I know what we have here in terms of talent and what we can get these guys to. I think when you talk about those 3 guys out on that list, Trey Morgan, it's hard for me to envision a better, pure hitter in college baseball than Trey. And I don't say that lightly. The talent of Dylan Cruz, it's one of the most talented players I've ever seen in college baseball. And Jacob certainly had a great season for us last year. And so all 3 of those guys, you're going to see him walk up to the plate a lot. I think Cade Doty's a guy that kind of gets lost in the shuffle. I think he's one of the best players on our team. And then you mentioned Jordan Thompson, incredibly improved and ready to go. Improved on both sides of the ball. And then there's a lot of position battles kind of down towards the bottom. And it's probably going to take some time to shake out. You'll probably see us, use more guys throughout the course of a game than maybe in the past. For 2 reasons. Number 1, to help them use their skill to win the game. And then number 2, to kind of find out that best combination. And so I'm excited about putting it together. And we made some good strides over the last few days. And it's starting to take shape a little bit. And looking forward to rolling it out there on Friday.
Coach, you mentioned some of the other guys that you said that obviously everybody knows about the top 3, top 4 guys in the lineup. But I've been around the field, around the facility, and a guy that I've been impressed with just watching the way he worked and the way he's improved is Cade Beloso. And I see him in the cages, every day from Christmas break on, working on his swing. His swing looks a lot different than it did last year. It looks quieter. It looks more compact. And just from seeing some of the stuff that he's been doing leading up to the first week in the season, it looks like he's made a huge jump. He's always been great with his plate discipline, but as far as making the solid contact and the consistent contact, he looks like he's made a huge jump. Are you seeing that, or is that just me being a super fan in the cages?
No, there's no question about it. He will be in there Friday night for sure, and has more than earned that. I think I'm proud of him. I've talked about it before. Came in with a lot of humility. When I first got here, he drove down and we had a meeting, watched some video. It's like, hey, we need to retool this thing. But he's got good hand-eye. He's got good plate discipline. We frankly just needed to get him a little bit more balanced and under control so he could use that skill and then be in position to impact the ball when the pitcher threw a mistake. And he's doing all of those things right now. He's had a good 3 weeks, had a very good fall, was one of our most productive players in the fall in terms of the things I use to look at that. And in my opinion, is clearly, earned a spot to go out there Friday. And if he continues to take quality at bats, is going to be really productive this year.
I know you said that there's going to be a bunch of different position battles, and no lineup is ever 100% set. But do you have the opening day lineup in mind right now, or is there still some things up in the air?
Yeah, we're pretty close. I think I have a pretty good idea of the 7 guys that are going to be in there. I mean, the catcher is 1 or 2 guys. I really think Alex Milazzo has improved. You mentioned Cade's improvement. Alex has made a massive jump in terms of his ability to take quality at bats that help us move the offense and be a contributing piece to that. And we all know he's a terrific defensive catcher. Tyler McManus had a great fall. Has kind of found his stride here again this last weekend, which has been great to see. Like, one of those 2 guys will be the catcher, obviously. And then, I got some different ideas of how we're going to mix and match things between defense and offense that allows a lot of guys to contribute. And I think that's the kind of team that we have, and that's also going to help us kind of find that right combination. So we're getting close. With young players, to me, it's day to day. And so you got to kind of find out, maybe where's that good matchup, where's that good mindset, and that's the guy you kind of lean towards. So we're almost there.
You mentioned that the pitching staff has dominated the hitters throughout the course of the fall and early springtime here. I think that's been the biggest question, obviously, from all of us and all of the fans is who's going to be in the rotation, who's going to be the start. Are you still under the impression that you're probably going to have to mix and match, or do you have a 3-man rotation set for the weekend?
Yeah, we're going to announce that later today. We have a pretty good idea of where we're going for Friday and Saturday. Sunday will be a TBA type day, and we'll get there. We have in mind of where we want to go with that. But, when you look at our schedule, and I think we have 8 games in the first 11 days of the season, I think we got to be smart about how we use guys to do 2 things: keep them healthy, and also put ourselves in position to win each game as it comes. So there's a little more to it this weekend than just like, hey, let's just roll these guys out there. I anticipate, playing a night game, it's cold, it could be a little tighter than maybe you want it to be. So you got to have your better arms available. And so we want to be able to match up, go there, kind of look up Saturday, pretty good idea where we're going Saturday. And then where do we want to piggyback or back up that? And then we'll look at Sunday when it comes, and then we go up and play a really good team in Louisiana Tech on Wednesday, regional host and top 15 team right now. So we got to make sure we're in a good spot for Wednesday. So it's a little more than just like, hey, we're going to roll it out and then just go to the next guy. We look at it pretty deliberately and try to put all those guys in position for success.
One thing that stood out in the offseason and been pretty impressive is the amount of arms that you've been able to bring in. I think that was a big concern of who's going to be the options. And while LSU's had some star power in that room with guys like Jaden Hill and Landon Marceau last season, there wasn't as many options. If nothing else, you and Coach Kelly were able to put some arms together. What do you think of the quality of the room as a whole?
Yeah, the depth is the strength for sure. There's a lot of guys that you can continue to roll out there and make a positive contribution. It's good because you can make decisions quickly. Guys got to be on top of commanding the zone and the ball and changing speeds and moving the ball in and out. And if not, you have somewhere else you can go. And with our offense, like, that's just how we're going to do it, because we want to keep ourselves in games where, there's a few guys that can, pop a 3-run home run, which is great because it gives you some margin for error. But we want to be a complete team. From the pitching staff, we played very good defense. Haven't made an error on either side of the ball in the last 4 inter squads, which I think that's very good. And then on the offensive side of it, you have the home run in your pocket, but I want to be a complete team with strike zone discipline to be able to move the ball and advance runners. And we got some work to do on that right now, and that's okay. I anticipated some of that in coming here, and we want to be the best team we can be and not be pigeonholed into only one way to win.
Coach, obviously you knew the expectation of whenever you took this job of coming into Baton Rouge and what kind of the standard is for LSU baseball. But what's been the most surprising thing for you when you actually got to Baton Rouge in the lead up into the first game, like kind of the atmosphere around college baseball in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I don't think it exists anywhere else. And I know there's a couple, programs out this way that might, argue, but I think this is a one-of-a-kind place. I said the other day, I didn't come or leave Arizona to come to the SEC. I left to come to LSU. To me, this is the spot. This is the place. Everybody's been welcoming and, supportive and all of those types of things. The people of Louisiana have definitely lived up to the hype or reputation in terms of their passion for the program and hospitality and all those types of things. And I'm very, very honored and excited to be a part of it.
Have you had your welcome to Baton Rouge moment yet? Has there been one thing that you can kind of circle and feel like, oh, I'm here now?
No, honestly, it's been great. Right from the start and all the stuff that goes along with when you first take the job. And then it was like your head's in a bunker to try to figure out this roster for a while. And then we have a lot of development that needed to take place, and we still do. So, it's kind of been business as usual, but I've just really enjoyed, more people caring about the job that you do and the players and all of those types of things. It's been awesome.
Opening night at the Box this Friday, LSU versus Maine, 6:30 first pitch. Everybody looking forward to it. Coach, one more before I get you out of here. You took part in a really cool event on campus a couple of weeks back, or last week, where you sat on a panel with name, image, and likeness being at the centerpiece of that conversation. There were business owners, there were executives from LSU, there were powerful people in that room. Your thoughts on NIL, on that event, and what the future of your sport looks with it being a part of it?
Yeah, it's here to stay, and my thoughts are it's really positive. I think it can be a positive in our sport. I think it remains to be seen if it can be a game changer in terms of players turning down money in the professional draft because of the money they can make in college. I think if there's any place that can happen, this is the place. Yeah. And when you talk about the fans and the interest and the community and all of those people that were there that night, which was a great event, there's a ton of potential. And I think as we're all getting organized and moving forward with this, I feel really good about where we are and even better about where we're headed for that to be a positive for us.
One more, last one. What would your walkout song be?
Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, I love it. Play for the crowd, Coach.
Nice. He was ready for the question, too.
What's your walkout song back in the day? Did y'all
He was a football player.
I know, but he still played a little ball.
Yep, Eye of the Tiger.
Coach, looking forward to seeing you in the uniform Friday night leading the Tigers, man. It's been a great offseason, a lot of build-up, and I know you're ready for it, and everybody else is looking forward to it. See you at the Box, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a good one.
You got it. There he is. Coach Jay Johnson checking in this morning.
You think?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, he feels like a top of the step.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Top of the step guy.
Oakley Shades?
Oakley Shades. He's gonna look the part of the coach.
Definitely.
I think he's gonna be very it's gonna be a completely different type of demeanor than you saw from Coach Maneri. I think personalities are different, a little bit different. Coach Maneri's a little bit more animated. Coach Johnson's probably going to be a little bit more stoic.
Nice.
In the dugout.
Interesting.
Good stuff there from Jay Johnson, head baseball coach at LSU. That conversation brought to you by Morales Roll-Offs. My guy was ready for it.
Somebody got
He was ready
Smart
for
man.
it. Morales Roll-Offs dumpsters for the greater Baton Rouge area. They're located on Airline Highway. Easy to get in touch with the crew by just logging online to moralesrolloffs.com. moralesrolloffs.com. You can get an instant quote over there at Morales Roll-Offs, but they provide dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs around the Baton Rouge area, anywhere around Baton Rouge and surrounding areas, whether you're in Prairieville, Gonzales, Santa Maria, Galvez, St. Gabriel, Central, Denham Springs, Walker, and all areas in between. They can take care of you. Friendly people over at MoralesRolloffs.com. Go see them. Stop in and have a cup of coffee with them on Airline Highway. Also, if you're moving, I just saw a house sold right next to me. Had a U-Haul in the driveway. Somebody moving in. Gonna have to go meet the new neighbors. A little nerve-wracking. I don't know how it's gonna go over.
Is that necessary?
There's no way Jordy's gonna go over and give him a fruitcake.
Well, I'm not gonna go with the fruitcake, but I do need to meet. I mean, we've had it. We had a good alignment.
Oh,
We had good alignment with my neighbors. I don't want to have anything go rogue on me because I am open in the backyard, as we know.
Yeah, he pees out
We're
there.
very wide open in the backyard. Morales Roll-Offs, MoralesRolloffs.com. The Carpool Queen just walked in. We will reset the set, and we will be back here with you on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet here on this Wednesday.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you daily by Morales Roll-Offs. Morales Roll-Offs provides dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Morales has roll-off dumpsters ranging from 10 yards to 40 yards to accommodate all of your disposal needs. Search online, moralesrolloffs.com. The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show on this Wednesday edition, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. As the Carpool Queen has shown up. Can we get the? Is that mic not working over there? That stand-up mic?
Oh no.
No?
That's for the new word.
No.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Y'all are being
Work in
crazy in the
progress.
chat today. I mean, we got Jay Johnson on, and y'all are arguing with each other about COVID. What is wrong on a Wednesday?
It always seems to be a Wednesday too.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it does. They
weird.
get a little.
Middle of the week.
Yeah, they get a
Yeah.
little cagey.
I guess so. I guess that makes
It's
sense.
almost Thursday, boys. Then it's almost Friday.
Right.
Then baseball season.
Thursday
It's
around
gonna be
here
the
is the
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah, you have you have LSU basketball tonight.
Go
Should be
get a
happy.
drink.
Well,
Yeah.
Seriously, chill out.
Chill out.
See you at Fred's on Friday.
Yeah.
No stress relief on Valentine's
Don't forget
Day.
on Fridays, we got our Foodie Fridays coming up. Compliments of our guy over at Iverstein's as he will be presenting a challenge to our cooking couple, the Fauchets,
cooking couple. That's
Lance
cute.
and Christy. They will find out the slab of meat that they have the challenge to cook up for Friday. They'll find out tomorrow here on the Jordy Culotta Show is Galen Iverstein will unveil the challenge in the food of which the cooking couple has to take part in and get it cooked up before Friday morning, and then on Fruity Friday they'll come deliver it here at 9 a.m. and we'll see what's on the menu.
It's like that show, that game show or cooking show. What was it called?
Chopped, Chef?
Is that what it is when they get the ingredients and they have to go right then?
Guys'
and make
Grocery
something
Games?
out of it?
Is that it?
Chopped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
sure.
what it's
Yeah,
like.
Food Network?
Guys' Grocery
Network.
Games is the good
It's
one,
the
but
same
they set
thing.
you up to almost fail.
Guy Fieri?
Yeah, Guy Fieri. He throws in some things that you
Gets
really
on
shouldn't
there.
be cooking together.
Right.
And he makes you go around the grocery store and go get them. Guys is
Can't-
real big
I can't
into
even imagine.
he's real big into like alliteration. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Guys,
Yeah.
Grocery Games. It's just kind of his.
Oh, I never
He
even
seems
thought
to have
about that.
settled on that.
Guys cleaning up.
Guy is cleaning up.
Cleaning
His
up.
sunglasses though always stuck on the back of his
That's what you're
head.
worried about with his look?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
the
I mean,
sa-
that's one thing.
Not even the hair.
the
one
hair,
thing.
the tattoos, the
Flame shirts.
the jewelry.
But I mean, why
He's a lot.
sunglasses like
He's a lot.
everywhere
He's
you
a
go? Why do you need those on the back of your neck?
Because that's his look. Like
That's his look.
he has to do this for the rest of his life. He has to look
Yeah,
like
I
that.
guess so.
He's pigeonholed himself into
Yeah.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah, it's Fieri.
All right, remember the poll question is up. Our poll sponsor, Southern Eye Center of Baton Rouge. Remember, if you mentioned the Jordy Culotta Show over there, 25% off of the sunglasses selection. But the poll question is, where do you see LSU basketball being seated at the end of the season? With a couple of selections there for you to choose from. Stop in over at the poll question and let it be known what you think. We'll have a second hour poll question for you. We'll also talk to Kim Mulkey in the second hour. Looking forward to talking to Coach Mulkey here. She's got some tickets to give away
Ooh,
for their
For,
for the next game. Yeah, for the Florida game
that's Sunday
on Sunday.
at
So
2, I think, 2 or 3.
yeah, I think it's a 2:30 kickoff. Oh, a 2:30 tip off. Coach Mulkey will be here. They've reeled off a couple of consecutive wins here, which has set them up now. They were 3-0 last week, which moved them up 3 spots to number 11 in the AP poll. Riding that win streak, they're third in the SEC. They're still behind South Carolina and Tennessee. Florida plays at Auburn on Monday night, but LSU will play Mississippi State tonight, and then they will host Florida on Sunday.
You want to
Coaches,
put any wagers on that or anything?
I know, do you? You want to double up?
Well, what would I double up?
We could go full uniform for Katie.
Stop.
Go pants.
Mikey, you got some pants laying around?
Go some stirrups. We'd go stirrups for her.
Stirrup.
Yeah, we could definitely find. I mean, this would be easy if we could find like some
God.
white base socks, some purple stirrups on the socks,
Yes.
some coaching black turf shoes.
Or cleats?
You can't do coaching black. You gotta swag out the shoes a little bit.
Okay, we can swag her out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can wear your,
All right,
your-
all
you
right.
know.
Let her show a little
So
personality on the
embarrassing.
shoes.
That's like a Halloween costume.
Put on some eye black.
Eye black.
Get a fighting necklace.
Absolutely. Maybe a little roll of
That's
chew
a
in
lot.
the
Okay,
back
we're-
pocket.
Yes, yeah, make her dip.
Yeah, right.
All right,
Dip
we're
can in the
we're
back.
going too far with it. We're going too far with it. I'm not doing all that.
You want to double up?
Well, what's it gonna be? I mean, you
Uh,
named like 50 extras.
It's gonna be
Well, no,
full
I mean
uniform.
that's a full uniform. We're still on the uniform.
I don't know. My
I
palms
mean, we
are
had-
sweaty.
we hadn't even-
I'm getting hot.
We hadn't even taped your wrist yet.
Yeah. Get you a glove and a bat.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
y'all.
You sure were confident last week though.
No, well, the jersey she's going to be able to pull off. Now
Yeah.
this is borderline, like, I don't want to do it. I don't
Right.
think she
Yeah.
minds doing the jersey, but if you go full regalia, she'll
That's
yeah,
a lot.
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a Jordy wiggle out.
Full tuck,
Belt,
belt,
batting gloves in the back pocket,
Helmet.
helmet,
No.
spikes,
spikes.
walking on concrete with spikes.
Best sound in the world.
It is. It's a great sound. That's why I couldn't have golf spikes when I was a kid. I'd wear them down. I'd run them down because I would just walk on the cement.
Just
with
want to
them.
walk on the concrete. Oh,
Yeah.
the first time you're able to get metal spikes, that's what you do. You just start
Yeah.
wearing them around like, I'm going to walk on the concrete instead of the grass.
This feels so cool.
It does. You feel like a big leaguer.
I don't
Right.
know that feeling.
You,
You will.
Yeah.
But what would yours be?
Double or nothing. You know what I
Nothing.
mean?
No.
Like so. I mean, you can double up, and if you lose, you go full baseball uniform, rocking the Matuk 8 to the dude, which is gonna be and I'm talking Friday, Saturday, Sunday too, right?
Oh my
The whole
god.
weekend.
The
type
whole
of deal.
weekend series?
She's gonna have to wash that.
Definitely Friday.
Definitely Friday.
Yeah, let's get clear on that. Like one game, right? Like I don't wear this like
Depends
all
on
three games.
depends on the programming we do.
I would
down
throw
there.
that in the double or nothing bet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what games are televised?
Yeah.
Which ones are televised?
Definitely the Friday night.
Yeah, you gotta
Whatever game's televised.
Yeah, we got to get Katie on TV.
We'll give her a sign. I lost a bet.
Well, aren't we
That should
gonna
get her on
Aren't we
TV.
gonna do a live show there anyway? Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, we're getting one of the.
We're gonna go to the
swanky
suite, right?
rooms, Yeah.
All right.
To the swinging suite?
The swinging suite. I want that exact one.
Me too.
Little
Absolutely.
legend.
Little class in here.
Yeah. Was that a baseball player or just a guy that rented it out?
I think it was a guy that rented it out because the baseball team caught
Saw
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely the whole reason he got that place. He was like, and we're fucking
Absolutely.
outside.
You think that's the old D-bag booster that shows up with his letter jacket on?
Oh,
around the
I don't want to
team?
give him more credit than that because that's a
I know.
Bam.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Bam.
I took jersey.
A sign. I lost a bet.
Yeah,
To
at
get
the
the
Jordy Culotta Show.
Get the attention. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get the attention of the cameras.
But is it gonna be like
And then a-
Mikey's clothes?
and then a
like
full
the
twirl.
huge? Am I wearing your pants?
Well, no, not the pants. Right now, it's just his jersey, which you could tie up. We could make the jersey fit.
Yeah, and you could make the jersey look cool.
The pants are gonna have to be.
Yeah, if you go full uniform, I don't really want to be around you.
We're
too
going
much.
we're going to Academy. And we're going to a big sporting goods store, and we're going full baseball.
Shopping.
Yes, we're going shopping. I mean,
And that's for LSU women's basketball.
LSU women's
That's for
basketball.
tonight. Is that tonight that they play?
Is Mississippi State women's team good?
LSU
they're
Mississippi State is
as good
tonight,
as-
and then LSU plays Florida on Sunday. And Mulkey's coming by with 1,000 tickets to hand away.
Dang, 1,000 tickets.
Which I think she's really wanting somebody to step up, buy the tickets from her, which they're only like $5 to $7 a piece, and then distribute them. The last thing it sounds like she wants to be doing here on game day is handing out
I don't
tickets.
think
No.
we shouldn't do that to her.
Well, she wants.
She wants us to do this to her.
She wants to smoke. It sounds like she's trying to hand over the duty while
Right.
she's here.
She wants to promote it. I don't want
Right.
to sell it.
Looking forward to talking to Coach Mulkey here.
We'll get her thoughts on this bet. This
coming up.
baseball
People don't
bet.
want me to do it up in the chat.
Don't do
Tell them to
what?
Shut up.
Don't do it. They're like, don't do it. A couple of
take the
people are
bet?
like, do it.
Yeah, of course. We'll put it on the poll.
I mean,
I think you should.
I
Do
feel so nervous.
I feel like
Seriously.
Mississippi State has more women's basketball pride in their program right now than LSU does. LSU's is growing,
Yeah.
and Mulkey is building it.
That's
But I
true.
mean, Mississippi State over the last 5 to 6 years has almost been.
Yeah, they've been really
They've
good.
been
One of
national
the-
championship contenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been good. Just not as good this year, but they've been good.
So you're out.
I mean, I guess I'm in. I don't want
Wow.
to be a bitch and not do it.
talking about.
She's in. She's so nervous though.
What I'm talking about.
She's really sweating over
Sweaty.
here.
We got to wash the pants with the dip in the back to get the stain
What?
can.
Yeah. You gotta,
She's walking
get the
around.
ring in it.
Got to get that ring.
Bad.
Wow.
Nothing. We'll take care of you.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but we can't put her in Matuk's pants.
No,
It's
no,
not like
no,
a parachute.
Yeah, that would look ridiculous.
You gotta get
Right.
get her
Maybe
some
like up
like.
to my
Hey, we're
armpits.
going to get
Yeah.
like no. We're going to get like some like fit.
Red Stick Sports probably has some.
Absolutely,
yeah,
Red Stick
Cody,
Sports.
Cody can dress me.
Getting the stirrups for the
Stirrups.
socks,
Stirrups. I don't know.
Little
about that.
undershirt.
undershirt,
Cut
little
the
dry
sleeves,
fit.
Yeah.
What do
Quarter
you wear as
sleeves,
an
please.
undershirt under a baseball?
You wear like the
Jersey.
like the
Like a
Henley,
wife
like the
beater?
little
I
I
bit
don't know,
longer.
man. I've always respected the guy that goes no undershirt,
yeah, no
half
undershirt.
button.
Yeah.
That guy's that
That's
you
what
took.
you do?
I love it, bro.
No
I
undershirt.
love it.
Yeah, man.
I love
Okay.
it.
I don't have the meat sauce though.
Yeah.
The hair.
Do you swing the chain?
Nah,
Nah.
that's not really a chain, so it just
Kind of tuck, a little up and tuck.
no pop.
Yeah, I got you. But the chain guy with the chest showing and the half button is the dude.
And yeah, you better be a ball player.
You know what I mean? Like, you better be a dude. For sure. All right, so the bet is set. Kim Mulkey is going to be here. They play. Golly, this is a quick turnaround for you, Katie. They play tonight.
No, it is.
This game is tonight. Should we go?
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, good Lord. Now that we got some skins
we
in the
got some
game,
little skin in the
we got
game.
tickets.
Easy to give those things away.
I mean, this is a huge wager on the line. Katie's either not going to be able to dress up at all for the LSU baseball series versus Mississippi State, which should be a clean out if her Bulldogs can
Stink.
come in.
Oh, that's what
And
this means?
Yeah.
Well, double
Like-
or nothing.
Oh, so I wouldn't even wear Mikey's jersey.
No.
If you
Oh,
win.
I could get
You could
out
get
of
all the
all
If
way
you
out
win,
of it.
if you
Yeah.
win, double or nothing.
Okay.
Double or nothing.
Okay.
Game's
Catch up
tomorrow.
with your gambling
tomorrow?
terminology if you're
Yeah,
going to be a
the game's
degenerate on
tomorrow.
that.
Yeah,
Damn it. Now I
Tomorrow.
have to
What
wait
I am.
like a whole day.
What's that?
I have to wait a whole day.
Oh,
for
it
the
actually
game
is tomorrow night.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
have to
fault.
wait.
That's my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
I'm a little amped up for it. So if you win tomorrow night, you're in the clear. You can wear that Easy E shirt to the dude if you
Okay.
want.
Yeah. I'll probably wear Mississippi State attire.
Okay.
To be honest.
But if you win, if the Bulldogs come in here, snap the 3-game winning streak that the Lady Tigers are on, beat the number 11 team in the country, beat the Mulkey Army that's going to be there on Thursday night as well, then you're out of it. If Kim prevails and just does what Mulkey does, and just wins, you're on the hook for a full uniform at the dude.
And nothing happens to you. And
Nothing. And I mean, win or lose, I'm still in the clear
He's
here.
out, yeah.
I've got insurance. I won the first bet. I'm playing with house money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I can't lose.
Okay.
This is a non-losing scenario for me.
Got it.
She is. That's what you look like.
Well, I mean, that's what it would look like
Yeah.
right there, my
That's
took.
what it would look like. My arms are so huge in this photo. And my hands. My hands are as
Big
big as
hands.
my head.
Look at that hustle play she made in the third, sliding
really
into third,
did.
sliding into second. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What a team player.
So strange looking.
Also, a part of the bet. We will need a head first slide in the dirt to dirty up the uniform
Okay,
before we get to the dude.
I can't do that.
Absolutely.
Maybe they'll let me throw
Yes.
up the
But
first pitch.
yeah, let her run the bases at the dude.
My God, y'all are going out of control.
Have run the bases at the dude.
Yeah, before the game.
Tom Graney.
Yeah.
Damn, I was about to say the men play tonight, don't they? Yeah, they do. I don't mean to confuse everybody. Men tonight,
Okay,
women's
yeah.
tomorrow night.
There's a basketball game tonight.
There is a
There
basketball
is a game.
6
That's a
o'clock
P9.
tonight, LSU plays Georgia. And then tomorrow night, they play Mississippi State at the Maravich Center. I believe that's a 6 o'clock tip-off as well.
Okay.
Remember, daily here on the Jordy Culotta Show, we are brought to you by our friends over at Falaya Real Estate. Barrett Blondo over at Falaya. Get in touch with him. Easy to find him online at falaya.com, and you can download the app. That's what he urges you to do, is download the app, get it to your phone, sell your home like a pro. Listings start at $399 and include exposure on Zillow, MLS, Realtor.com, and much more. This is a lot more than for sale by owner. Find out the advantages of working with Barrett Blondo and Falaya by logging online to falaya.com. You can also shop all the properties that are listed there, but when you work with Falaya, you get maximum exposure, like we said, on all the websites. You get a low fixed cost, and you get all the support from like you're working in an office of Falaya. Falaya.com. Download the app today. Proud sponsor here of the Jordy Culotta Show. Tell Barrett that you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show, and check out what he's doing from a podcasting standpoint. If you're looking for information on buying, selling your house, I told you he had a great conversation with Spence Maxey, who is a longtime guy who comes in and does inspections on homes. They sat down, talked for like 45 minutes, and had a really good insight on the Baton Rouge real estate market, which was very informative from some people on the front line there with Spence Maxey and Barrett Blondo over at Falaya.com. They're doing cool stuff with podcasting as well. Mailbag questions coming up here in a couple of minutes. In fact, we can bump that up to 8 o'clock. It was originally scheduled for 8:15. Kim Mulkey going to stop by the conversation at 8:30 this morning, so we'll talk to Coach Mulkey about this Mississippi State team coming in tomorrow night, the Georgia game, the Florida game, on Sunday, and what she likes about her team right now. They were able to pull off the season sweep versus Texas A&M as they downed the Aggies last time out. Alexis Morris, the former Texas A&M standout, had a really nice game versus her former team. So we'll ask Coach Mulkey what she likes about her squad coming down the stretch here of heading into March play, into postseason play for the Lady Tigers. Your mailbag questions next here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Still an opportunity to jump in. You can hashtag mailbag inside of the app. If you want to get inside and ask some questions, we got some questions coming in from Instagram. We've got some questions coming in from Twitter. You can DM any of those questions anywhere you can find the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll answer them next here. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
They just said Guy Fieri's new deal with Food Network is $80 million.
Oh my God.
What does he do?
I don't know. Where does he live?
Las Vegas.
Oh, he does.
No doubt.
Yeah, he has a bunch of restaurants
God,
there.
it looks like Vegas.
He does.
I don't
Which
know.
is
He kind of looks
not
like
a
South
compliment.
Florida,
No, it's not.
too, though,
What's
right?
what's
A Vegas
I don't
local?
know. It's true.
How creepy is that? It was like going to the beach back in the day when, like, in Destin, you were like, where are you from? They're like, here. You're like, wow.
Well,
People
you know,
that,
people
like-
lived in Destin.
Yeah.
People live here?
People that live in like
like that.
Floribama.
Yeah, like, what do you do in the winter?
Oh,
Yeah, just creep.
It is
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
Weather's nice.
just- nobody's here.
nobody's here.
Even though
Walmart
the
Coach
beach,
O.
the beach in the winter is nice. Coach O is here.
In the fall, it's great.
The fall, yeah. All right, your mailbag questions next. you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Papa Earl's, the fine spice, originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more.
Jesus Christ, that right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands.
But they've been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there.
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let-up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you gotta get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. And then the barcode reader breaks, and it's Publishers Clearinghouse.
All right.
I can't believe I'm gonna be a mailman.
Shout out to Mark Fresh Art, Mark Verrett, our local artist here in studio, who is swagging us out. I don't know if you saw the coffee table over at the watch party that he put together. That is a great accessory and addition into the watch room. He's also the artist that painted up the Louisiana, which is the centerpiece of our set here at the Jordy Culotta Show. And, of course, mic'd up the Mikey Matuk Show, which is coming up this morning, 11 to 1 o'clock. FM Digital, the logo. And he's also the artist behind Alvin Kamara, who sits over our right shoulder. If you are looking for Mark Fresh Art, if you are looking for Mark Verrett, he's easy to find on Instagram. Mark Fresh Art. Just searching there, you'll see a lot of the local work that he's done around town. It's not just here over at the Noodle and a part of FM Digital Media. His work is all over South Louisiana. Very talented artist and a really good friend. If you're looking for a place to get in touch with him, to hire him, to bring him aboard to do some cool stuff. He did the Burrow and Chase mural in the watch room, which has really wowed a lot of people. Anybody who walks in the room, they're always kind of taken aback of that work. And even the Camara kind of has that feeling for people.
Awesome.
Like, wow, man, look at that. How
Because
cool
of
it
the
is.
detail for what looks like graffiti, like the grill and the necklace and everything. And there's a video on his Instagram of him making that coffee table, like putting it together and painting it. It's really cool.
Mark Fresh Art on social media and Instagram. All right, your mailbag questions
Baton Rouge Banksy.
every Wednesday. What was that?
Baton Rouge Banksy. You know who Banksy is? The artist that
that's right.
rolls
He
around.
is like that.
Yeah.
It's like anonymous. Nobody really knows
Yeah.
who he is, but he's always like his art. Whenever he does it, like changes. It goes
Pops.
viral every time.
Yeah. He is
All right, Stewie is here. He is going to read our mailbag questions every Wednesday. Our mailbag is going to be here. Your questions from any of our social media sites, from any of our platforms, and you can also get inside of the chat if you want to ask your mailbag question. Hashtag mailbag. Stewie, what we got?
Brian Burgess in the chat. Almond Joy and Mounds.
Gross.
Oh, because yesterday was National Almond Day.
Oh.
Neither.
Yeah, I'm not into either of
And
them.
it's because of the coconut, not
Yes.
because of the almond. Coconut
Absolutely.
stinks.
Absolutely. I agree with everything there. I think that coconut on anything ruins
Ruins it.
it.
I
Kelly
don't
puts
like
coconut
coconut.
chips on her ice cream.
Yeah, I like coconut. I just
Get
don't like
out of
almond
here.
joy or
Get
mounds.
Get out of here.
Go ahead.
Get out of here.
Brian Burgess again. Beach or mountains?
Beach. 10 out of 10 times.
Beach.
I don't like to even make
Like
that
the mountain
decision.
views, but beach.
Half and half.
10 out of 10 times.
Unless there's some relief made.
Yeah,
Both.
True.
Both. Both make both trips enjoyable.
Brandon Hollingsworth, do you think baseball coaches and managers wearing a full uniform is one of the dumbest things in sports?
I do, but I love it.
Yeah.
You do.
Some traditions have to stay.
Tommy Lasorda late in the game, still dressing up, full uniform, going out there and mother bleeping the umpires while fully mic'd up is a great piece of video.
I mean, Bobby Cox in full uniform.
Bobby Cox in full uniform. Matuk, where you at? I think
Jim Leland in full uniform,
He might be in
probably.
the
Sorry if he's on the can.
coffee
Jim
guy.
Leland. Yeah.
Yes.
Leland is definitely somebody who looks great in a, when I say great, I mean funny, in a full baseball uniform. Even Maneri.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
even
he
kind of
looks sweet in
Maneri
it.
put off vibes of like, look at that, you know,
I
like-
mean, it looks ridiculous. You're not going to play. You know, you're not getting in the game, and that's why it's so much funny. It makes people wonder why don't they do it in every sport? Because
late
that
in the
would-
game, skip.
Yes, exactly. Smoking
Yeah,
a
I mean,
cigarette.
I mean,
But what
was-
if
it's a
Will Wade
cigar.
wore a full
Yeah, he had to wear a basketball
Unreal.
uniform.
Unreal.
He would look.
You put Angie Reid in pads and a helmet.
So weird.
Belichick?
Belichick, yeah, you have to wear the uniform, dude.
Well, so
Sorry,
now
Coach, you gotta
now
put
it
your
does
mouthpiece
sound dumb. Now it makes it seem dumb, like they should quit.
Because they're
when
the
you
one
think
that
about
does-
all
yeah,
the
they're the
other
only people that do
sports.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg Gerward, best SEC campus outside of Baton Rouge.
Georgia for me.
Georgia.
Starkville, hello.
Oh, go.
Never been to
Never even
Georgia.
been.
I know, so quit hating on it when y'all have never been
I've been to
anything
Starkville.
there.
I have been to the Mississippi State. I've been to the wood
Okay.
shacked Burger King right there on campus that everybody meets at.
That hasn't been there in like 20 years.
Okay,
so how long has
just
it
kind of
been?
it's been.
Jeez.
Must have been overrated
It was a
then.
college trip.
My
It was a
God.
college trip.
Yeah, you've missed a lot since then.
Reed Rule, will an LSU win at Rupp Arena next week put us back in 4 seed conversation?
I think so. Even though last night's Tennessee beating Kentucky, I thought Kentucky was ranked number 4 in the country last night, and they walked into Thompson Bowl and got whooped last night by Tennessee. Tennessee making some big strides here for their postseason seeding and what it's going to look like. But yes, if LSU can go in to Rupp Arena and beat Kentucky, I don't know if they can get as high as a 4 with how they struggled over the last couple of weeks, but you can put some wins together here, man. I mean, tonight would be a 3rd consecutive win. Hopefully South Carolina, 4th consecutive win. You get into next week where it ratchets up a little bit, and you can pull off some nice wins. You can kind of right that losing streak that you were on earlier in the season or just a couple of weeks ago. So yes, I do think that they can help themselves tremendously by beating Kentucky and Rupp Arena. But it can't just be about Kentucky and Rupp Arena. You got to win the other games too.
This is from Instagram now. Stingley Island. Why are people sleeping on Sting in the draft?
Ooh.
I don't know if they have enough. How much film? I mean, I think that his talent jumps, and when he goes to a combine or he goes to a pro days, I don't know if he'll be eligible for the combine. He'll be eligible. I don't know if he'll be healthy to work out at the combine. He should be completely healthy to work out at pro day. Whenever he tests, it's going to freak people out how physically gifted he is and just how natural he is. For those of the scouts that don't know, and I'm sure the majority of them really know how good of a player he is, but I mean, I think that the reason why he's slipping is a combination of some things. The injury is got some people a little weary. The surgery that he had on the foot. But then you hadn't really seen him play a lot of football in 2 years.
I kind of forgot about him, to be honest. We talked about him so much.
There might be a little bit of that
I think
inside of
there
the
is.
boardroom. You know
Imagine
what I
if
mean?
he had played offense.
Yeah. Golly, you're gonna die on that hill.
Well, I'm just saying, he didn't
I mean,
even
he's
get to
gonna-
play. He got hurt
yeah, he's
anyway. You
gonna
might
take-
as well have used him.
Yeah,
It's gonna.
I kind of died on that hill too.
I mean, it's
just
over.
Throw him
It
out
is
there.
over.
Like, for
Oh my
God's
God.
sakes.
Well, it's not over. Look at what the Cardinals did with Patrick Peterson. They put him on offense. They were smart enough to do it.
Did they ever give him the ball though?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he
threw
played wide
a few
receiver. He threw
passes
some
and
passes.
everything.
He played wide receiver. He ran back a punt. Actually used him.
Blaine from Instagram.
How did Stingley get hurt? Like, weren't they just both two freak things? One was the chain gang when we talked about that. Those
gosh.
people.
Yeah.
And then what was that? Do we even know what really happened for the other?
Was it a non-contact foot?
It was a
injury?
foot. It was just a foot injury.
I know. I just didn't know if we
I think it was just
pinpointed
wear
when
and
it
tear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
okay.
I don't know if it was. I think because if you recall, he wasn't practicing in fall camp,
Right.
like the lead up to it, and it was because they were trying to keep him off that foot as much as possible. And then he played, and it just flared up on him.
Is he maybe the biggest what if in LSU football?
I don't know if he's the what if to me because you saw. I mean, his freshman year.
Well, that's what makes it a what
2019
if.
is the
but
season.
what if what?
What if you got that for 3 years instead of
Well, you
one?
think he would have changed the 2020 and 2021 team tremendously? Like if he,
I think he helps against Mississippi State that first game in 2020.
no
for
doubt
sure.
he does. No doubt he does. There's certain moments that you can pluck out of the air and say, yes, it would have been great to have him on the field, but for the overall production of the program, right? Like Stingley doesn't change the direction, and if you get a national championship out of him, and he's the best freshman cornerback in America, and he's maybe the best defensive player on that team, I'm good with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with what you saw from Stingley. Would you have liked to have seen more? Yes. Am I okay with him going to the league with not as much wear and tear and not really having to deal with the drama of 20 and 21 for LSU football? I mean, sure, you would have loved him there. He would have made LSU better. Would he have changed the total direction of the program in the last 2 years? I don't believe he would have. And if the 1 year that you had him for all 15 games, he's
as good as you've seen.
He's the best.
That's more of what I was
He's
asking.
the best. That was the best year at cornerback. Maybe Morris Claiborne, maybe Mo Claiborne the year he won the. See, I thought Patrick Peterson's Thorpe Award actually was his sophomore year. Is when he was
kind of like Grant Delpit. Like
exactly
his
like Grant
sophomore year,
Delpit.
and he
Exactly
got it
like
his
Grant
junior
Delpit.
year.
Exactly like Grant Delpit. Tyrann Mathieu, the best defensive player I've ever seen at LSU. And Derek Stingley, that freshman cornerback season he played with Peterson and Claiborne, that's the best I've ever seen.
Right, but I don't think he'll ever be remembered with those guys. I don't think he'll ever, when you go down the list of best defensive players you've seen at LSU, I think Derek Stingley is going to get lost in history because all you have is one season.
Probably
and
will.
You're like, he never played.
Probably will. I mean, I think that you'll probably see NFL highlights of him in 7 or 8 years when he's making plays for whoever he's playing for, and people will rewind the tape and be like, wow, he went to LSU?
Right, it's going to feel like if Ben Simmons was good.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. That ain't going to happen.
But he said it's going to be, you didn't see what he said?
Yes.
Well, we're going to be scary.
Yeah, seriously.
You just need to
Get
play
on the
'cause
court.
You should be scared talking to your financial
Are you
advisor.
scared of basketball?
Right. You're the only scared person we know out here.
Roll the ball out there. Shoot a three.
Yeah, shoot a three.
Right.
Blake
Bum.
Schilling. Will Perkins start?
Harold Perkins?
Yes. Harold Perkins.
I say no.
I think that he will eventually start for LSU next year. He will be a
Yeah.
freshman starter. But I think that he's going to be one of those guys that you just have to develop a package for and throw him out on the field. He's probably going to be a third down guy. He could be so. I mean, I think that he plays on the first defensive series of LSU season next year versus Florida State. I think that he's way too good. And I mean, come on. I mean, in recruiting, there was probably some you come here, you're playing the first game type discussions. That
Harold
went on.
Perkins ain't sitting.
No. And I don't think that you had to promise him that for him to get on the field. I think he's that freaky of an athlete where you're going to be like, Jesus, Ford's got to play. You know what I mean?
Egg on my face if he's not out there sooner. Like
Absolutely.
if you put him out there like week 3 or 4 and like, oh, he could have helped us win some football games.
And like I said, with all of these big-time recruits here moving forward, I just think that you have these guys for a year.
Yeah.
So if you've got Harold Perkins for a year,
You gotta
squeeze
use
the
him.
lemon. You know what I mean? Get as much of it as you can because I think that you're going to have to re-recruit Harold Perkins after his freshman season. That's not a bang on Perkins. I just think that's the way of college football now. These guys are looking. These guys are listening. And if there's a better deal out there, some of them are moving. And I think that Perkins is the type of guy where he'll have people in his ear after the season.
Bane Kiffin, who is the biggest what if of LSU football?
Oh,
I mean, geez.
Harold Perkins.
It's probably, I mean, I think we all know who it is, right? The running back against Auburn, lost a shoe.
Cecil?
Cecil.
Cecil Diesel.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the answer. Is Cecil Collins, but I think to bring it a little bit more up to speed,
Parallel.
absolutely, 100%.
Changes the trajectory
100%.
of LSU football.
Well, that 2018 is a national championship contender. If you remember, Alabama came in here with their national championship team and went to overtime. Patrick Peterson was a freshman. Julio Jones was a freshman. Julio and Pat went at each other the entire game. Pat got him in in regulation. Julio got him in overtime. But they did that. LSU's doing that with Jarrett Lee starting as a freshman quarterback, and he threw that horrendous pick six before half, and then he threw the interception in overtime. And I'm not blaming Lee. He wasn't ready to play. If you got Paraloo on that team, you probably win that day. Who was it? Claude Roten who blocked the field goal? No, it wasn't
No, it was
Claude
Ricky
Roten.
Jean
It was Ricky
Francois.
Jean. Ricky Jean blocked the field goal at the end of regulation. But that defense was national championship worthy. That was a nasty defense in 08.
Ricky Jean's kind of a what if too. Like
he played a lot of NFL football.
No, I'm saying for LSU. Like he didn't really get to flex his muscle as much as you thought because he was kind of wasn't out there a lot. It was hard to get him on the field. But when he played, he made an absolute impact. Wasn't he
He was the SEC. He was the SEC and the national championship defensive player of the game.
Yeah.
Brandon said, "What if Tyron didn't get kicked off the 2012 team?"
Yeah, 2012 Tyron
one.
is a great what if, but I think that we all know what would have been. You know what I mean? He'd have been. He would have been. I was looking at last Friday. I think I told. We talked about this on the show. One of Jordan's teammates on his basketball squad. Their dad is a coach for LSU, and they brought us to the facility last Friday night after it shut down, and gave us a tour of the facility. And they had the Tyrann Mathieu Endangered Species Sports Illustrated on the wall, and that was the week he got thrown off the team. Mm-hmm. They did the cover story, and he was the feature story of SI going into the college football season. He was on the cover of the College Football Preview magazine for Sports Illustrated, and it was titled Endangered Species. And they had excerpts of the article out and reading, and you forget. I don't know if we forget, the people that are really into it, but I mean, some people might forget just how incredible he was. He was incredible. And if you remember, LSU got beat that year by Alabama on a TJ Yeldon screen that Jalen Mills was the one, and you can't fault Jalen Mills.
He's a freshman.
He was a true freshman playing in that game, but he made the assignment. He made the mistake on the assignment that gave Yeldon up on that and allowed him to score. If Tyrann Mathieu's in that position, we can play what if all night. Who knows if they're even in that position in the fourth quarter to have that game. But if he's in that exact same position, there's no way that play is made. I'll never forget one of the saddest moments that I've ever had in Tiger Stadium, ever, was that season in 2012 when LSU played Washington. Scott Woodward came down here with Steve Sarkisian as the head coach. Woodward was the athletics director at Washington, and Sarkisian was the head coach for the Huskies. And they came down here. Who was the Tennessee Titans quarterback that they drafted?
Jake Locker.
Jake Locker was the quarterback for Washington. And Tyrann Mathieu and his now wife, his girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife, were standing on Victory Hill watching LSU come down the hill. And he went, I don't know if he went with the intent of trying to just kind of stay, not to be seen, because he kind of had a hat on and he wasn't wearing his gear, but the cameras found him. And he went into the stands. He sat in the student section for the game. And they kept cutting to him where, after a play was made or after a play was given up, they would cut to him. And I remember sitting there watching it real time in the stadium because I had seen him in the stadium, and then going back home and watching the replay of it and almost being like in tears of how upset I was for him in that position. That had to be one of the hardest things you could ever do in his life, just sitting there and watching that team, knowing that if I'm here, it's totally different, and I'm sitting 60 feet away from it. Like I'm sitting in the stadium. I'm watching it happen, and you could see in his eyes. He's always kind of had that mentality of he's not going to let you see the weakness. I thought that day, his eyes showed you everything that you needed to see. It wasn't as if he had to be the tough guy and be the best. It was, he showed you a very vulnerable moment. And he didn't say a word, but you could see it in his demeanor, his shoulders, his eyes, that it was just, this is grueling. This is painful, man.
It's almost like the tension, like the fact that he made himself go. And it's like, because you're not going to, it's like, you think that's a good idea, I would imagine. He's like, oh, I'm going to go support, go watch the team. Then you get there, like, I should be out there. Like, I should be playing.
Just imagine
the
that.
best player on either team is sitting in the student section.
Look at this.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll be up there.
So sad. What a shame.
I mean, but
What a horrible
doesn't
shame.
that tell you about him by going to that game?
Yeah, it does.
Like, doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about that cat?
It does.
I mean, Matuk, if you'd have gotten thrown off of the LSU baseball team your junior year, could you have imagined going to a game and watching it in the box? Could you imagine? Like, I mean, that's who that was. I mean, Matuk was to LSU baseball his junior year. He was essentially what Tyrann Mathieu kind of felt like to LSU football going into his junior year. He was the face. He was the guy. I mean,
All-American.
Dude, could you imagine him being thrown out? Like, and it's not.
See him in right field.
It's 5 days. It's during practice.
Yeah.
Like, they threw him off in the middle of August. He went through practice with that team. There are
Southgate Towers. That gate works. We're all good.
I know. He wants to be the head coach.
Yes.
He wants to coach the program.
I know. That says so much about
Shout out
him.
to his girlfriend, too. She
Yeah.
stuck with him.
Stuck with him, and now his wife.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful family, man.
They do.
Beautiful family.
Oh,
He's a
man.
great
His
guy.
son stole the show
A
at
dog.
the Pro Bowl.
You see him grittying?
awesome.
That was awesome.
That was
Mike
awesome.
Grable. Mike Grable's kind of like, look at this kid. Daily,
He told him to spike it, and he's like, hell no. I know what I'm doing.
City Cafe, good stuff on Mailbag. We appreciate your interaction. Kim Mulkey coming up here in a couple of minutes. We're brought to you by RMB Builders, all of our podcasts. RMB-builders.com. RMB Builders. Remember, if you need a customized home, if you need anything done around the house, if you're looking to restore a project, get in touch with RMB Builders. RMB-builders.com. Rhett Bourgeois and the crew, RMB-builders.com. Very easy to work with, very transparent, honest. Look, I don't know, everybody seems to have horror stories about working with a contractor. I don't know anybody who's got a horror story of working with Rhett. I mean, it's a tough business. You're counting on people that are telling you you're going to be there at a certain time and do certain things. So a lot of times there's breakdowns in communication. You don't seem to get that with Rhett. Everything's very honest up front. You see what's going on and the daily kind of progressions on what's on tap to be the task list that day and what they did the day before. They kind of keep you up to speed on everything that's happening with your project. If you want to get in touch with Rhett, it's easy. Log online. RMB-builders.com. Kim Mulkey of the LSU basketball team coming up here next. The Lady Tigers are surging here towards the second half of February and heading into March. Right now, LSU feels like a single-digit seed, a very high single-digit seed for the women's tournament. They've got a big week ahead with Mississippi State tomorrow night, in which Katie, on a loss, could be in full baseball uniform at the Dude.
Or I could be
on
in
a Friday night, or it could be a double nothing. She could be on an Easy E shirt.
We got to let Kim know about this, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
And we will we'll also talk to her about the Florida matchup on Sunday. She's got tickets to give away. If you are part of the Mulkey Army and you don't have a way in on Sunday to the Florida game, your general will have a couple of passes for you to gain entry on Sunday.
Like what?
Kim Mulkey, injury for you.
I don't want to gain injury.
Get a twisted ankle walking on those spikes.
Yeah.
Kim Mulkey next. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Day.
Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Busy week for the Lady Tigers coming up here as Mississippi State is in town tomorrow night. Florida will be in town on Sunday. Coach Kim Mulkey and the Lady Tigers 3-0 last week, bumped them up to number 11 in the AP poll that came out on Monday. Beat Ole Miss last week, beat Georgia and Texas A&M. How about the season sweep over the Aggies? Alexis Morris with another big performance. Week ahead, as we said, LSU will be back on the wood tomorrow night versus Mississippi State at the Maravich Center, where we'll be watching intently here from the Culotta Show. Oh, I'm sorry, in Starkville. On Sunday, Sunday it is in Baton Rouge.
The what?
The Hump.
Yeah, the
Humphrey Coliseum.
Coach Kim Mulkey is here. She's got tickets to give away, and as she directed me before she got here, nobody that is wanting these tickets, you cannot request them if you do not plan on going, and that is directly from our general, Coach Mulkey, here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Coach, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing good. Congratulations on a very successful week last week for the Lady Tigers, undefeated and 3-0. How do you like the way that your team is playing going into this stretch, this final part of February and pushing towards the postseason?
Jordy, it's February. The month was Valentine's everywhere. I can't complain about anything. We're 21-4, having a wonderful year, and 4 remaining games. And these kids have just had an unbelievable year and taken me for a tremendous ride in my first year at LSU.
This is probably a question better suited for after this season, so I'm sorry for asking it mid-season, but could you have imagined this ride now that you're in it?
Maybe I need to ask all you guys that. Could y'all have imagined
no
it?
chance.
No.
You know what? That's probably unfair because we ran it. John Brady, the former LSU head basketball coach, and I were eating lunch the other day and ran into your boss. And he walked in and said, "What about the ladies team?" And Coach Brady said it, I thought perfectly. He said, "I knew when you hired her that this was going to happen." He said, "I knew that she was going to beat the curve." So to say that I am surprised, I'm not surprised, but to see it happening is pretty unbelievable. It really is.
Well, you guys had probably a better view of what you thought it would look like. I certainly, from the outside, did not. I knew I was inheriting some great seniors, but not seniors that really had a lot of success. And they lost a lot of close games last year, and yet I wanted to be fair on what I thought we could do. And so when we had that first team meeting, I talked to them about what I wanted us to do, what I thought we could do. And guys, let's just be honest. There's no way I would have put some of the things that they've done this year on that goal sheet.
Mm-hmm. You held Texas A&M to 58 the last time out. You scored 74. Kayla Pointer and Alexis Morris scored 25 each. But your defense seems to be the part that they're really bought in. I heard you, I don't know if it was on your radio show or on a post-game show, where you said the only way that you're going to be taken out of the game playing for Kim Mulkey is bad body language and no energy on defense. And one thing that it seems your teams do is that they have a ton of energy and effort on that side of the floor.
Well, we've had games this year where we've won and the opponent has shot above 39.9% from the field. I just believe in 39.9%. If you can hold teams shooting below that, you've got a chance to win the majority of your games. And guys, we're not going to shoot it good every night. Mm-hmm. Alexis Morris and KP aren't going to have 25 every night. But if you can just consistently sell defense and sell rebounding, you give yourself a shot to be in every game. And that's been with every team I've ever coached. I think the greatest compliment that I've heard coaches tell me is that when you play a Mulkey team, you better be ready to watch people that will play you hard, they will defend you, and they'll rebound.
What's the challenge? Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. What's the challenges Mississippi State present to you tomorrow night? I know you have a lot of respect for that program.
Well, you've got an interim coach. They lost their best player, the leading scorer in the SEC, about 3 weeks ago, and they've won all but 2 games since she left. So you're going to see a team that's inspired. You're going to see a team that is right there in the mix to get in the NCAA tournament. You're going to see a lot of three-point shooting. You're not going to see big. They really a guard-oriented team. They spread the floor on you, and you better get out there and defend the three. And we obviously haven't done that very good against two of the four teams we've lost to, guys, were three-point shooting teams. Now, we've beaten some. Missouri was a three-point shooting team, but this is on the road, and you know as well as anybody that when you go on the road, you better have the mentality before that tip, you're down 10-0.
You're on a 4-game win streak, and you're third in the league right now. What's your assessment of the league now at the halfway point, now that you've pretty much seen everybody and have kind of gotten a temperature of your conference that you're in now?
A lot of good players, but I knew that. A lot of good coaches, a lot of different philosophies, different styles, and, you know, just a challenge. It's, you know, I can honestly tell you that back in the day in the Big 12, as good as the Big 12 was and as many championships as we won in that league, there were games you could circle on your calendar that maybe that'll be an easy one. There are no easy ones in the SEC. You know, it may be easy for South Carolina, who's dominant and beats everybody, but for those of us after South Carolina, below South Carolina, we can't circle any games that are gimmies.
Alexis Morris was named the Player of the Week in the conference yesterday morning. Is there anything that you can say about her that we have not talked about in her competitive style and just y'all's story? The story between you two I think is something that will almost be like an or an SEC storied 30 for 30, like a short edition of it, just how you guys have come full circle and and what she means to the program right now. She played fantastic against Texas A&M, but I feel like we've said everything we can about her, haven't we?
Pretty much. Just you want everybody to finish their career and have them say wonderful things about their experience in college. And you know this, it doesn't always happen. And usually the reason it doesn't happen is playing time. It's playing time. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And as I told Alexis, she now can write the ending to her story in a most positive way. And let's see what happens. And so she's having a great year. And as I told the team yesterday, it's amazing what can be accomplished when nobody cares who receives the credit. KP is having a wonderful year. Alexis Morris, Cherry, Faustine. Well, why are y'all having a wonderful year? Why are you winning all of a sudden? It's because you're sharing the wealth. It doesn't matter who they talk about at the end of the day after each game. What the memory will be is, gosh, they were part of that first team that Mulkey coached at LSU and the big turnaround. They won't remember individual people necessarily, but they'll remember those kids, what they did together collectively.
What did it mean to you to go back to Texas and see the love and support that you have? I know you went back with 200 king cakes, so you had to you went back bearing gifts, but the love for you was pretty. That was pretty breathtaking to watch that at Texas A&M. I mean, a place that you don't have a legacy, but you could see the influence that you have in Texas.
Well, it was Waco's about an hour and 15, hour and a half drive from College Station, and the staff and I we had a lot of requests for tickets, so it started just getting really large. And I thought, wow, if this many people are coming. I haven't been back there other than to see my kids at Christmas, and I want to hug these kids. I mean, hug these people, hug them. I didn't, get to hug them when I left, and I didn't get to look them in the eye. These are life time memories that I have there for 21 years, and these will be friends that I'll have for the rest of my life. And so I ordered the king cakes, and you got to understand, not many people in Texas, unless you have roots in Louisiana, even know what a king cake is. But I thought it was neat. It was appropriate. And I made my mind up, Jordy, that I was going to come out there when our kids first went out to warm up, which I don't normally do. I usually come on the court about 2 or 3 minutes prior to tip off. And hugged all of them. They were all in a certain section behind our bench. And the neatest, cutest thing is not only did they show up, many of them created T-shirts.
Yeah.
And it was just neat. Their T-shirts were in purple and gold to support us at LSU, and yet it said Sick'em, which is the Baylor deal,
Right.
Sick'em, Coach Kim. And so for that moment, for that one game, wow. And
really
it was
cool.
very, very touching. I actually hugged the neck and visited with the athletic director that hired me at Baylor.
Wow.
And
That's
his
full
story,
circle.
I didn't get to work for him but about 2 years, and he resigned because of the mess that was happening in men's basketball with the murder of a player.
Yeah.
And yet he has stayed in touch with me. I saw all of the radio people that did my radio, and there are 3 or 4 of those, both media relations directors through the years, and managers, the current managers that are at Baylor. The list goes on, and it took a while, but it was well worth it.
21 years, the impact. I think that was a great representation of that. But now she's ours. Stay away.
Right.
And listen, let's talk about the LSU people
Yeah.
that were there. There were a lot of people that aren't from Baton Rouge that are living in the area, and the LSU people that were there. Now, they were so cute because they didn't selfishly want king cakes because they all are used to having them and eating them, and they allowed me to give them to all the Baylor people. But there were a ton of LSU people there as well.
Coach, when you talk about Sunday, I know there's a big push to sell this thing out, man. And you've got tickets, and we've got requests. How do we make this happen?
Well, Jordy, this going to be a sellout. If the last thing I have to do is go buy every ticket that's left, it's
far from last year.
Close. It's too close.
Yes.
We have 2,004 as of yesterday, 2,400 tickets left, and that includes giving about 1,500 to students, fraternities, sororities. You have to leave enough for them to get in the building. And a lot of donors have bought big blocks of tickets. And so those tickets have been dispersed. Now, we can't just go to every high school and give them out to high
Sure.
schools, but we can give them to elementary schools. We can give them to, couples that have children. We can give them to older people who have grant. Yeah. So if you want a ticket, I would say call the women's basketball office or call you. And there's tons of donors that are just stepping to the plate. And can you imagine we're going to sell the PMAC? That's 13,000 people in the PMAC on Sunday, and it's going to get done. And here's the deal. I don't want to give them away to people that aren't going to come, but yet if they don't show up, just the mere fact that we sold those tickets, you can consider it a sellout.
Wow. Support what Coach Kim Mulkey has on. You have a chance. If you want to, email us, Katie@JordyCulottashow.com. We will put you in touch and get you tickets. As Coach Mulkey said, if you're looking for tickets, it's simply as calling the LSU Women's Basketball office, and they can direct you on how to pick them up. But if you want to get in touch with us, it's easy. Just email Katie@JordyCulottashow.com. We will put you in touch with the tickets, and we will get you in the seats on Sunday. We'll be there. I think that you're right. I think that it'll definitely be a sellout. It's been incredible to see the push and the surge of interest and fandom behind the program, but that's what happens when you bring in a winner, and you've got them winning, and we've got them believing. In fact, we've got a bet tomorrow night on the LSU Mississippi State. My co-host, Katie Allagood, is a Mississippi State grad. We went straight up on the LSU men's game, Mississippi State, Saturday night. She's got to wear a baseball jersey to the dude. If you beat Mississippi State tomorrow night, which I'm betting that you do, that jersey turns into a full baseball uniform that she will have to wear to the LSU Baseball Mississippi State Series in Starkville. So go Tigers, Coach. Thank you very much for the time.
Go Tigers.
Hey,
Time for
guys.
me.
All right. Y'all have a lot of fun today, and we'll hopefully see everybody Sunday when we return.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be
See you.
there.
There she is. Coach Kim Mulkey checking in this morning. As did somebody walk in here?
I heard the gate.
It was nobody walked in.
Oh,
Ooh, that's-
it's a little test to see if it works. The guy that lives in the attic that has the
Oh my
Camaro
gosh,
helmet
stop.
Trying to get home.
and a chair.
Good stuff from Coach Kim Mulkey. We appreciate you. So look, if you're looking for tickets, get in touch with us. Katie at Jordy Culotta Show will put you in touch with the tickets for Sunday's game. That conversation brought to you by Fletcher Painting, our good friend over at Fletcher Painting, Brian Fletcher, as they have done so many historic sites around Baton Rouge. It's crazy to see the trust that the city has put into Brian Fletcher Painting to come all away with all of these historical sites that he's done. If you just want to log online to his Facebook page, Fletcher Painting LLC, you can see some of the projects that he's done along the since he's been in business. It's a family-owned and operated business. It's a third-generation business with Brian Fletcher, and he's a proud supporter here of the Jordy Culotta Show. He brings you that conversation with Kim Mulkey here, a part of today's show. As we're driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, we'll close it out when we come back next. We'll give you some of our thoughts on LSU and Georgia tonight, some other stories that we didn't necessarily get to. What about the ending last night at Cameron Indoor between Duke and Wake? Coach K
nearly killed him.
Coach K did the you know what? I'm not going to watch the rest of this. I'm not doing this anymore.
Coach K is getting into Urban Meyer territory
just kind of
with
tapped.
this.
He is. He kind of tapped out at halftime. Kind of pulled the Urban Meyer stunt. I'm not here to bang on people's health. He might be dealing with some serious stuff, but it does seem to flare up in only when they're down.
Whenever
only
you
when
need
they're
your
down, right?
Coach.
Like I mean, but you're sick now. We need you for the second half. But an incredible finish at Cameron Indoor last night as Duke was able to get a dunk nearly at the buzzer, but Wake Forest catches the inbounds with about 2 seconds left and heaves a 94-footer that goes in, out, in again, and then bounces out in front of the Cameron Indoor faithful, and you could hear the gasps of just near shock.
K.
Yes,
would have killed him from the locker room.
Kay would have had a heart. He'd been Fred Sanford in the locker room if he'd have seen that live. Also, something that was jumping out. What about Mike Thomas's Twitter account?
I didn't see it. What
Mikey
happened?
T seems to be
Mike
back.
T's back.
He kind of feels like he's back. It kind of feels like he's getting that mentality where he was a couple of years ago when he was coming out in the ski masks.
That's what I
mean,
loved
that is peak Mike Thomas. Ski mask Mike Thomas is who I'm looking for. I mean, that's who I'm signing up for. I mean, one of the best entrances ever in a professional game. I'm not talking about an NFL game, in a professional game. I mean, like from North Carolina, all of it. All of it. Mike Thomas coming out of the Saints tunnel in a ski mask in the lighted out, in the darked out Superdome is one of the scariest, freakiest, and what I'm here for moments of all time.
With the smoke going on around him, and you didn't know he was coming out in the ski mask. And that's when the Saints were at the peak of their powers almost, it felt like. Like, this team's going to win a Super Bowl.
So he tweeted out a Kobe Bryant video with a caption that says 2022 Demon Mode. And that's on the Instagram as well.
But the video of Kobe is like just him talking about like just being being a killer.
Yeah, just Mamba. The Mamba mentality. Hopefully they have a quarterback to get 13 the ball, but if this is who 13 is going to be, I'm all in.
Does this mean that it was a Sean Payton, Michael Thomas rift? Because that's the only thing that's changed.
Was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trolling him the other day? Did you see what Chauncey tweeted at him? He was like, hadn't heard from you, big dog, lately. Like, where you been?
Where you been at?
Yeah.
I think it was just, little teammate fun.
Okay.
He's going to say whatever he wants.
That seems to have been the fork in the road for Mike Thomas. When Mike Thomas got knocked out in the locker room by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I mean, his reputation kind of... And look, Mike, if you get a hold of this media, bro, I ain't the one talking shit. I'm on your side.
CJ can give a lot of people the business.
Absolutely. It was very surprising to hear that happened to you. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson stock went up.
Now Chauncey's
it's
tweeting
soared.
at him.
Yeah, now he's playing a little head games with him. But if you're in demon mode, bro, and you're coming out in the ski mask, and you're feeling yourself like you were back in 18 and 19, bro, you potentially are the best wide receiver in the NFL.
That's what a lot of people were wondering, if he's a top 3, top 5 talent.
When he's right, I think he is. And I don't think just because of Breeze. I mean, he was doing it with Bridgewater when he was out. When he is right, both mentally and healthy, physically, he's as tough to guard in that league as you'll find. I mean, he's a great route runner. He catches everything. And, I mean, he's just physically imposing, man. I mean, he's got like a Calvin Johnson type frame. I'm not saying that he runs like Megatron, but he is built like a power forward. And for him to be on the outside like he is, and the way that he can run, the way that he can catch, the way that he can precisely cut in and out of breaks and route run like he does? I mean, what was the injury?
We don't. That's what.
What was even the injury? I don't even know what was wrong with him. What was?
It was the ankle that he had surgery on, and then he was like,
and then he didn't have surgery, and then he decided to have surgery. So maybe it was a little bit of, kind of cat and mouse with him and Sean Payton. Because I'd imagine if you don't like Sean Payton, that he ain't the guy to go to work with every day. Because he's going to piss you off.
Well, both of them are going to let you know, I'm fucking with you right now.
Absolutely.
Like, it can be.
Just a couple of alphas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'll get worse before it gets better, but... Then he got him the Jordan shoes, though. Like, that's how he got Sean Payton the deal.
Right.
It's very interesting.
It is. But I'm just saying, if you got Ski Mask Mike, I'm all in.
Yeah, because he tried to do the Scottie Pippen, right? Essentially, he's like, I'm
not throw shade at people.
No, like with the injury, he's like, I'm taking my summer for me, and then I'll get surgery on y'all's time.
Yeah, but Scottie did that because they didn't pay him. Mike was the highest paid wide receiver in the league. You got the money. I mean, that was, to me, was what was so respectable about Thomas. Was the year he got the contract, he broke the record.
Yeah, he got better.
Yeah, I mean, rarely do you ever see a big-time superstar get paid and get better. Thomas got paid and set NFL records. And then something happened. Was it Chauncey?
Well, then if it was Chauncey, you almost have to... Do you get rid of Chauncey just
for
Michael Thomas? Okay, that's
no
what I'm
chance.
saying. You have to pick your favorite kid there.
No. Well, I mean, I thought it was kind of... The last couple of years, I kind of thought that that's what they were doing. Like that they were siding with Chauncey. I mean, they were shopping Mike Thomas for a while.
Well, yeah, Michael Thomas made it seem very evident that he was not going to play for the Saints. So you might as well, all right, if you're going to act like this, we'll trade you. But then nobody wanted him, really.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like you were going to get a fair market value at all. And then he doesn't want to, he's not helping you. It was a disaster. It was a little bit of a mess.
It was. It absolutely was. Great picture of Corey Kiner and Leonard Fournette yesterday inside the LSU football building. Good to see Fournette back around. Not that Fournette was extinct from the LSU football facility, but there was not bad blood, but I don't think his career ended at LSU the way a lot of people envisioned it, especially him. Look, when Ed Ogeron took over in the interim and he didn't play in that Capital One Bowl, what was it, the Citrus Bowl that they played? It was at Louisville against it was the morning game where Darius Geis went off.
Yeah, he killed that kicker.
Yeah, he killed the kicker. Was that Teddy Bridgewater? Not Teddy
No,
Bridgewater.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry, Lamar
LSU
Jackson.
made him look human.
They did. Devin White chasing him down from behind.
And they got
that was Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams
running across the field.
Malachi Dupree played great that day.
Yeah, that was.
But Leonard was actually told not to travel with the team by the interim staff. Obviously, Ogeron and the crew were trying to get the job at that time. Fournette was a little bigger than the program. He was, probably one of the most powerful players in college football, where you rarely see that type of power go to individuals, Johnny Manziel types, where they've got a little bigger than the program. Fournette at the time probably
Tyrann Mathieu
felt a little bit like that. Tyrann Mathieu for sure. Cam Newton. And, Ogeron trying to get the job, I think he told Fournette, we got it from here. We're good. And since then, while, O and the crew were running LSU football, I don't know if Fournette felt as welcomed as he probably should have been for as much as he means to the program. He was always around. I say maybe not always, but he was around, but he wasn't around like people would have wanted him to be. The superstar that he is, the name that he is. I mean, the recruit that he was, and what he meant to LSU. He should have full access and carte blanche to whatever he wants from LSU football, and I don't think that he's felt that the last couple of seasons, and now it's good to see that. It's good to see him back around and really embracing the football love, and LSU really embracing him back, but I think, that's the connection to Frank Wilson.
I was about to ask,
that's
you,
the bridge.
Is that all Frank Wilson?
Well, sure.
It's definitely Uncle Frank.
I mean, I don't think it's all Frank. I think LSU football has to, Frank probably went in there and said, what are we doing?
Are we shunning one of
what
the
are
best
we?
players
Why
we've
is
ever
this
had come
guy
to LSU?
not like working out here in the off season? Why is this guy not using this facility? Why is he not around talking to the young backs? Why is he not in the building? And I think that there was probably a lot of people since the turnover that were probably like, I don't know, I have no idea. And Frank was like, okay, good, because we're getting him back, and that's it. It's final. He ain't going anywhere. So it was good to see Fournette back around the facility yesterday. I'm telling you what's going to be incredibly fun to watch, and it's going to be something that we may not be ready for, but is going to be this sweepstakes of TV talent that's about to be shuffled around for the NFL broadcast season next year. Amazon's getting into the mix, and they're calling Thursday night games. Fox is wondering what's going to happen with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. Sean Payton's in the game. Did you see what Sean McVay said? Did you see how he answered the question after the Super Bowl? Sean, now that you've got the Super Bowl, are you looking forward to next year? What's going to happen with your... We'll see. We'll see.
It wasn't that. Let's run this thing back.
And I'm sure Stan Kroenke in the NFL owner's box is thinking, what?
No.
What? Yeah. Well, how could he be leveraging us? Well, he's leveraging you against Jeff Bezos, because Bezos is probably telling Sean McVay, hey, McVay, bro, you're 36. Your wife's busting your balls, or your girlfriend's busting your balls about starting a family and spending time at home. Ugh. You're not the guy that can do that if you coach a football team. Yeah, he was. You could see in the press leading up last week, they were like, where's your head at? And he was like, it's around my family. I need to be with my family. I need to spend more time with my family. I want to be a family guy.
Does
somebody
he have kids?
behind the scene. No, but his girlfriend is...
How old is she?
Does she have a kid?
I don't think so.
No, this is way too early for her to be playing the family and see me more card. Like,
he's 36. He's been in the game now for 9 years. You know, I mean, I think he's been dating her exclusively for the last couple of 3-4 years.
She was on Hard Knocks when he wanted to get shirtless in the.
Yeah. What's her name? She's like a supermodel, right?
Veronica.
Yeah.
Corningstone.
Veronica
Vaughn.
That
Yeah, Veronica Vaughn
is
one hot piece
of ace.
I
know from experience.
No,
you don't. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
All right. You'd imagine what it'd be like, though.
I don't believe you.
Get on the bus.
But Sean McVay really is dating Veronica Vaughn. He really is. And I think Veronica is telling him, Sean, it's time to hang out at home now. And Jeff Bezos and Amazon is saying, hey, Sean, look, I know that you're kind of on the hook for, what does he make, $8.5 million to coach the Rams? And I know in this room, $8.5 million is a lot of money to everybody who's listening to this and everybody in this room. That is a lifestyle overhaul that I'd sign up for tonight, today.
Yes.
But if Jeff Bezos is on the other line telling me, you know what, take that 8 and I'll make it 16, and you don't have to work those 120-hour work weeks. Okay, Veronica, we get it.
Yeah. I mean, this picture looks fake.
Maybe
It
one
does,
or maybe
right?
one
They
or two
look
years
fake.
ago. His hair looks fake.
It does.
His face looks fake.
Does he frost his tips?
No, they're not but a lot of gel.
It's a lot of gel. Like, that's
God,
not
that's
moving.
a lot of work to get that hair to do that, man.
Yeah, that's not
Every
moving.
blade of hair on that head is parted in some direction. He is
Yeah.
paid attention to.
He's going after Marty in this a little bit. Marty
and McGee, yeah.
Yeah. Almost
he
called
is.
him Marty McGee.
So did I.
He's got more hair though.
Who, Marty? Yeah, Marty's got
He
more to
does.
work with. Yeah.
So you
Is it
think
more hair or is it just volume?
I don't know. It might be volume.
I think it's just more kind
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
thickness.
McVay's losing it though.
Yeah, I kind of think he
Yeah.
is too.
I mean,
kinda
that would
think
make
he
you
is
get out
too.
of coaching.
I think that is what the front spike is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Trying to fool you.
Right. I mean, I am
We're
a
not
prime
fooled.
candidate for the front spike. If I could have pulled off the front spike, I wanted to kind of like play tricks on you, like not to look at the crown of my head.
Right.
I would die.
You know
if
what I
you
mean?
had
If I could do the front
spiky hair.
spike. I think McVay's trying to like dupe you into not looking at the crown of his head.
McVay looks like a big mirror guy. Like he's always
Big
in
mirror
the-
guy.
Oh, are you kidding
Like,
me?
Big mirror guy.
Yeah, he
How
loves
good
the way
do
he
I
looks.
look? And,
Big
like,
mirror guy.
Well, you do you remember
He was the one that wore the tight dry fit first. Was it him or Kingsbury? Kingsbury
Like
on the
during
sideline.
games?
Yeah, like kind of the coach's attire. He was the one that kind of spurned the
Yeah,
coach's polo.
The change.
They got rid of the collar. They went to the dry fit.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the ones. They were the and
Yeah.
they started getting and they got rid of like the
Great
khaki-
chest and shoulder game.
Yeah, they got rid of the khakis too. They started
Right,
going
I mean, could
with,
you
like,
imagine
the,
Andy Reid in a full dry fit?
No, you can't. I mean,
mean,
you can't
like-
put the toothpaste
You
back in
can't
the
do
tube,
that.
dude.
I mean, even Sean Payton tried to post CrossFit, still kind of confident, but losing it to go dry fit, and you just can't hide.
No, you got to
No,
throw
you
the
can't.
jacket on.
You can't hide in those dry fits on the sideline, especially if you play one of those noon kickoffs and you catch the sunny sideline.
Oh.
I mean, Sean, throw a fleece on, bro.
You don't think Sean McVay's
Look at a little thick
Look at
over there, Sean.
McVay.
You don't think he's looking in the mirror?
Oh,
You don't remember this on Hard Knocks
Yeah.
when he made them be like, "Hey, come out
Yeah.
to my pool," and he just pops his shirt off. Like, okay,
Right.
Sean,
We got
we
you.
know what you're going for.
We got
here.
it, buddy.
Good
Right.
lord.
There's Veronica.
Yeah, get her in the pool.
Lloyd, spike your hair, please.
I can't. It's too long.
I think we can do it with
No,
the right
Lloyd.
amount of gel. We can
No,
do
Lloyd,
it.
with gel, you could do some
Yeah,
serious.
we could pull it off. We would spike it up top and then spike it out to the back.
You could almost have like
you
that
know?
European grease look.
You could do that.
What's that?
You know, where they just look like oily and greasy in the
wanna
hair
look
all
like
day.
that.
Yeah,
I
please,
don't want to look
please,
oily.
yeah.
Just
I'm
for a
already
day.
kind of like gross enough. I don't need to be like actually greasy.
He's like, I'm ugly enough.
Yeah.
Stop
gross.
it. Don't make
You're
me
not
uglier.
gross.
You're right. You're right.
I'm already
That's
on
true.
brand as like
That's
the kind
true.
of.
He's like, yeah,
You're
you're
right.
gross.
You're right.
I gotta have something.
You're right.
But you have the hair we could do it with.
You should say you should turn that those mustache into a couple of handlebars, bro.
I don't think it goes down all the way.
We should try it though.
I don't really.
Is that a McVay beach pick?
Yeah, I was about
pull it
to
up.
You just have to
Little
grow
shave
it.
last night, Lloyd.
Low
Yeah,
cut.
see, we talked about it. I did
Yeah.
the trim on
No,
it.
you did.
Yeah.
I like it a lot better.
Looks way
Low
better.
cut on the
All
boardies for
y'all
McVay.
shaved. Did y'all all like get in touch with each other
Golly,
last night?
look at
and
the
shave?
low cut on
Yeah,
McVay.
McVay's fucking ripped.
Good
He's on steroids.
Lord.
This is steroid body.
Where does it start?
At the nipples.
No, I'm talking about under the belly button for this guy. I mean,
Oh yeah.
How
Where
far
does
is
it start?
How far is the trail on this guy?
I mean, he doesn't have a hair on his body, except it's on his head.
Look
Who's
at
the
that.
other guy?
I don't know, but he's gonna dominate.
Confident.
him.
He's
Yeah.
definitely flexing
But
his
also
abs.
ripped. Yeah.
I mean, that is a smiling
Yeah,
heave.
I'm more into the other guy, I guess.
1, 2, 3.
Take another. Take it.
Woo!
I mean,
That's funny.
McVay even looks like he's got a flex smile on. Little teeth grit.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got that teeth
Hold
grit.
the chin in a little bit.
Beautiful backdrop though.
Yeah, it is. Where are
Wait,
they?
this has to get into
Justin.
Sean. This has to bother Sean Payton a lot.
Yes.
Because he was like, well, I couldn't really get in
Yeah.
shape because of coaching. And McVay's like, I don't see why. I don't have a problem
Well,
with it.
I mean, McVay is kind of beating Peyton at his own game. He's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm getting into TV. I'm getting back in shape. Sweet. I'm in shape and I'm getting into TV.
See you out there.
Man, I just got my Super Bowl ring, so we got one apiece.
Yeah. He's kind of like Sean Payton 2.0.
36.
Yeah.
He's Sean Payton at 36.
Yeah, but
That
more.
hair is still sticking up straight, even on the beach.
No, yeah, he's in the mirror.
Yeah.
He cares about what he looks like.
Well, clearly, yes.
I wonder if he's on steroids though.
Okay, how did we get? We got sidetracked on this because we were talking about how hot McVay is. But what is going to be fascinating to watch here, I'm telling you, in this offseason, is the bidding war that the television networks get into on trying to procure this talent. Al Michaels is back in play. NBC has made their move. They're going to Mike Tirico. They're going to bring in Drew Brees. It looks like that's the future of their set. Troy Aikman and Fox look like they're in a bidding war between Amazon. Amazon's trying to pluck Troy away from Fox. What's that going to do with Joe Buck? Al Michaels, ESPN Monday Night Football wants to make a splash. They want to get into it. There are reports behind the scenes that ESPN is the biggest player or push for Sean McVay.
Wow. Well, they need their Gruden back.
They need the Gruden back. And they see an opportunity with McVay to get like 5 or 6 years out of this guy, and he could still go back to the league at like 41 years old.
That's what's crazy.
Is he could take a decade off and come back at 46? What's Sean Payton right now? 55, 53?
We looked this up.
We did look this up. He's 50-something. He's 56?
I think that's what,
Yeah, I think
that
that
feels
was right.
I mean, think about that. McVay could take a decade off and be a decade younger than Payton when he retired.
That's crazy.
58.
58.
It's 58.
Man, he does not look it.
In which way?
He doesn't look 58.
In a good
in a
way?
good
or-
way.
Okay.
No, in a good way, right?
Yeah. And now he's going to take...
You don't agree?
No, I just.
Okay.
I think he's blown up.
He's blowed up.
Well, he
right
got
now.
married.
Yeah.
He got married.
And she's
37.
probably upset about his, all right, Sean,
I don't
let's
think she
get back
has
to
a
the
lot to
gym.
be upset about, though, honestly.
Yeah,
She's
if
fine.
she's upset,
Well, it's just a little nudge.
she
She's
knew what she
fine.
was signing
If
up
he
for.
quit coaching and he still doesn't go to the gym, you have to have
Well, you
like-
heard him.
Yeah.
In the press, I think that Peyton's a pretty vain guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That
I
would
think,
bother me, too.
I think that has bothered him.
Like, see you mess up. Like, I'm an NFL head coach on
Absolutely.
the playoffs, and all I'm looking at is like,
Right.
damn, I'm kind of fat.
Like check your banking account, you got like 33 million in there.
and then you still
And you
look at
step
your
on
gut.
you step on a scale, or you got to take a leak and you can't even see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Start
Like
sitting down.
right,
That's
just
tough.
Cool
sheesh.
sculpting. Fix
Cool
that.
sculpting.
You can
Yeah, I don't
afford
know.
it.
I mean,
That
Coach,
would
that's
almost
a
make me
lot of cool
retire.
sculpting.
Coach, you got to get outside
Really?
for that one.
I
You
think
gotta get
so.
outside.
If it just got that out of hand where you're like, well, I can't live like this.
Andy Reid out of control.
No, then you just want
See,
to be
but
fat.
I don't know how in that profession how you could allow it to get out of control because of the access that you have to the building and to the weights and to the trainers and to the health and to the nutrition and to all that stuff. If you care about it, like Ogeron cared about his what he looked
Physical,
like.
yes.
So every single day he would work out with somebody in Tommy Moffitt's program in the LSU football facility. How can't you be in shape? You know what I mean? Like,
this is as good as it gets.
Like, if you're Sean Payton, you're in the building 16 hours a day, 12 hours a day, we'll call it, right? Minimum. There's got to be 45 minutes that you can scratch to go into this state-of-the-art facility with these world-class trainers, with a cafeteria that's building you all the nutrition needs that you would need post-workout. How are you out of shape?
Yeah,
well, I got to worry in game plan. Get out of here.
Or why don't you just start working out with the quarterbacks?
Right.
We're still talking ball a little bit. I'm getting a little workout in. Like, that still counts as game prep. But
like Billy Donovan was the one I remember back in the day where LSU was playing Florida. He came in a day early. We watched him during shoot around, and like Butch Pierre was like, Billy, how you stay in such good shape? He was like, I work out with the team.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when we run early in the morning, I mean, I'm in there working out with them. I start my day in the weight room with the team. And I kind of thought to myself, it's as simple as that, right? Like, I mean, like
because you're already there.
You have the access to the facility. You're here. You've got the trainers. You've got the nutritionists. You've got everything you need at your exposure, like sitting in your office.
Because a lot of times they're just
don't order the shrimp po' boy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, you know, I mean, like he looks like he's been eating like the Portical burgers every day. I mean, just get the grilled chicken from the cafeteria, bro.
That's the habit you fall into, though.
No, I got you.
Because you stop working out, and you're like,
I just think it's very hard to fall out of shape in that position. Like, you have to make your mind up. I've lost care about that. I don't care about that anymore.
That's
because if I do care about it, it's right here. You know what I mean? Like, I can work out in the facility. I mean, I'm here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's here. Go catch a lift. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Go swim in the Olympic-sized swimming pool that you have.
Anything.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah, no excuses, Sean.
Yeah, so that's.
But I'm telling you, man, this bidding war and what's going to happen to the NFL broadcasting talent is going to be. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to see what shuffles up, where people land, what goes on.
I feel like I have no clue what's going to happen.
I don't either.
There's so many new players introduced into the game. I don't know where. I don't know how serious.
I mean, if you're looking for the next Tony Romo, if that's what the draw is, Tony Romo makes $17 million a year to call football games for CBS. His work week exists it's probably about 25 hours of work, and that's probably being a little concerned. That's probably being a little liberal with that number. And the reason why he's paid so handsomely is because all he does is he calls the play pre-snap. Sean McVay and Sean Payton could do that in their sleep. And they can do it with a little bit of personality. I mean, for as much as we're banging on McVay, you put him on the Amazon Thursday night call, I ain't missing a snap.
Yeah, I'm watching.
You know what I mean? I'm watching every play. Put Sean Payton on Monday Night Football, I'm watching every snap. Because of that, I want to see him go into football genius mode. I want to see the football IQ on full display. Absolutely. When they break the huddle, two receivers to the high side. This is the combo route you're getting here. They're looking to rub and pick this guy here. Just all of that stuff. And you're going to pay me. Sean Payton made $11 million to coach the Saints over the last couple of years. He was the second highest paid coach in the league behind Belichick. All that stuff's not public information. I don't think they make public on the coaching salaries, but I think that was pretty well known. Belichick makes somewhere around $17 million, I've heard, per season. If you're going to break the bank for anybody, for anyone in this trade right now, Sean McVay is the guy.
Absolutely.
He's the guy that you say, Sean, we'll get you to 20.
Do your little thing where you remember every play.
Whatever. No, I'm talking about from Kroenke's standpoint. From the NFL standpoint, there's not too many guys that can compete with the salary that Tony Romo is making, right? Bill Belichick's really kind of the only one that's in the neighborhood of Romo's making $17 million a year to call 16 football games.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
Bill Belichick is reported $12.5 million.
But I think that Kraft has him in some business, like he's got him in on some stuff on the side, kind of like he did with Brady.
Yeah.
Like he had Brady was taken care of. Right? Like Kraft was making sure my top two guys, my top businessmen are going to be financially secure. I'm never going to lose these guys because of money. And when Brady's contract was always out in the public, like, damn, he's shaving for him. He's giving him a discount. No, he's not. behind the scenes, Kraft's got something worked up where he's compensating the money that he's not making on the field. He's making it somewhere else. Belichick, on paper for the Patriots, makes $12 million a year. I think on the side he's got a couple of, like 5 to 6 coming in. So, I mean, he's making $17 million, which is the only one in the neighborhood that can compete with what Romo is making now. And I think that Sean Payton is definitely playing leverage against Jerry Jones with Jeff Bezos, with ESPN, with Fox, maybe NBC. Maybe they're trying to put Breeze and Payton back together in the booth. I don't know. But I think that Payton's definitely telling Jerry, like, Jerry, they're going to pay me $15 million a year to call football games, and I can get back in shape, and I can spend time with my family. I can live out in L.A. I can travel. I can do all the stuff that I want to do. I don't know if I'm really giving up coaching yet, but if they're going to pay me $15 to be here, maybe I am Bill Cowher. Maybe I am the guy that, you're like, when's he coming back? When's he going to come back? And he just never comes back. He just never gets back to the sideline. And how can you blame him if television is going to pay him more than the sideline can? And I don't have to stress at all. The stress level is Zero compared to what it was. Trevor Siemian? You got me stressing Trevor Siemian in the middle of October when I could be traveling around watching college football and flying in on a private jet, compliments of Amazon to the NFL town, call the game and be in my bed that night for $15 million a year?
Yeah, and you're going to pay me more to do that.
Al Michaels. I mean, Al Michaels, a lot of people around NBC thought that Al Michaels this was it. This was a swan song. He was going to retire. Al Michaels like, what? Just called the Super Bowl. People loved me. My review was great. I'm up for auction. I'm up for sale. Who wants me? Amazon. You need subscriptions for NFL games? Who's a bigger draw than Al Michaels to be your play-by-play?
Sean McVay together.
Good Lord. I'm in.
Yeah, but when you saw it was Eminem and Al Michaels talking backstage after the Super Bowl performance, and they were both kind of like complimenting each other. And like, I didn't see Al Michaels as a big Eminem guy, but apparently he is. But M was like, I heard that you were something about you might be retiring after this. Like, you can't. You're the reason I kind of watch football games. Like, you're one of the best to ever do it. And I was like, pump the brakes on the retirement thing. Like, I think I got some plans in the works. So that sounds more like Amazon than anybody.
77 years old.
Never has had a vegetable in his life.
Love that guy.
Love him. Only steaks.
You know how old he was when he called the Miracle on Ice?
I couldn't imagine.
37 years old.
Wow, that's older than I would have thought.
Al Michaels. The Miracle on Ice. Yeah, well, Al Michaels and Eminem behind stage kind of going back and forth was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
There's two goats.
Yeah, Eminem called him the best in show.
Mm-hmm.
Or Al Michaels called
Eminem the best live performer.
Yeah, it was.
He's his favorite.
Yeah. They were
and that's where Al Michaels was like, pump the brakes on the retirement.
He said, I'll be somewhere.
Yeah, don't retire.
You ain't going nowhere. Al, they're about to throw you $13 million a year.
On Amazon.
Probably don't have to travel outside of the West Coast.
All the steak you can eat.
Did y'all see Eminem's shoes, the custom J's, Jordan 3s, Slim Shady on the back? I want them.
30,000.
I want them.
One of one, can't have them.
Yep, one of one.
Ah, do you think so?
He said so.
Offered? Oh, he said so.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to come out.
One of one.
Is he a Jordan artist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were awesome.
I have a picture of them.
They're amazing.
It's the E, right? It's the E in place of the Jumpman.
Yeah.
But and he has one side says Slim Shady, the other side says Eminem because it's like the two
and the back
personas.
says Slim Shady.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
I got a picture.
All right, if you want tickets to the LSU women's game, remember text in or email in.
Hi, my name
look
is
at that.
on the back. I love it.
Awesome.
Look at that.
There's like the business side. Eminem is sneaky worth like
a
ton of money.
Oh, sneaky. It's not sneaky.
Well, no, it's not all just from rapping.
Does he receive the royalties off of 50 Cent or is it Dre? Because I think that Eminem signed him.
Eminem signed
50 Cent.
He brought him to so he gets that.
So he's getting the royalties
I'm sure
off
Dre
of that.
does too.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean it's all raining onto Dre's head, but
Yeah.
I mean the trickle down effect. Even though it sounded like Dre just got taken on that divorce. Did you see what she got? She got like $400 million.
Just to show how much he has.
Oh my God! Right?
Well, I mean, Beats by Dre had to put him to a billionaire status.
Yeah, and it was all because Jimmy
Iovine.
He was walking on the beach.
He was walking on the beach. The story is incredible.
What's that HBO show?
It's behind
something, but they sit down with Eminem and Dr. Dre and like kind of tell that origin story.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how Beats by Dre came to
be
Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
like how they came to his lap. Like it just fell in his lap, and I mean, sheesh. All right, have a great day. We appreciate you being here on this Wednesday. Make sure you like, share, comment on the post before we get out of here. Shout out to our crew.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eminem did Shade 45. That is serious. That's how he got. That's how he got a ton of money.
Wow, that's a
smart move.
It's a great station.
I mean, it's
he's
still
full of tons. He's smart.
Yeah,
he's a smart business person.
And then 50 was on the vitamin water.
Yep,
like that put him over.
He needs to get back on the vitamin water.
He's going something. You need to get it on a treadmill.
Yeah,
Puffy.
We've already had that.
Steroids?
Back in the day?
For sure. Back in the day.
For 50?
Now.
Yeah, you think?
Dude took 9 bullets. No steroids.
That's just
really
no steroids.
That's just how he was.
Yeah,
he did those prison workouts.
I don't know, man.
He had the prison muscles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To rock that look the way he did, like the Gucci wife beater.
Look, I'm telling you,
the bulletproof vest,
showing off the shoulders and the chest like he did.
Wait, you talking about now steroids?
Now he just looks a little puffy.
Yeah,
like that steroid puff look.
He looks good though.
He looks
Wait,
fine.
Dre? We're talking about Dre.
No, we're talking about 50.
Oh, 50. No, 50 does not look good to me. Dre looks great, I think.
50 could have been worse. You could tell he might have tried a little bit.
Dre looks good.
Looked like he
Snoop
knew that
always
he was going to
Does
slip in
50
that
Cent
shirt.
own the? Does he own the television show Power?
I think
yeah.
so. I don't know if
Is
he
that
owns
50?
it.
50 is he's in on the ownership of Power, right?
That's his show.
That's his show.
50 has Power. He has like Power Book. He has all of like these spin-offs of his show. Right.
No doubt.
Businessman.
No doubt.
Care of business.
Vitamin water.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Power is like it's like about him, kind of. It's like a story, right?
Wait, he owns vitamin
kind of
water?
like yeah. He was the first in on vitamin water.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Sold it early, made a shit ton of money off of it.
That's like Kobe with the body armor.
Mm-hmm.
He made it. He
did.
Mike Trout, I think.
$6 million investment, I think, for Kobe, and it came back like 120, 130 or something.
Thanks.
Yeah. I thought that was great. Vanessa Bryant being a part of that pregame of the Super Bowl. Did you see that? How they were leading into the Super Bowl? It might have been on the NFL Network, who was doing like a "Welcome to LA" type bit, like, and it was featuring all of the Los Angeles superstars.
The stars were out.
All the stars were out, and Vanessa Bryant had a cool cameo in that video. All right, Montook's coming up 11 to 1 o'clock today. We will have more information about Fridays. But Friday at Fred's is a go. Foodie Fridays is a go here on the Jordy Culotta Show. A lot of exciting stuff coming up here. Make sure and hit the like, share, comment button. We appreciate you being here on this Wednesday. We're back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Drive to 1K for Mikey by Friday.
Yes. Where are we?
We're at 9:15.
Oh, let's go.
So we can get there. We can get there. Have a live show with 1,000 subscribers. What?
What you said was gold, though. You should put the subscribe thing on the
Yeah, put a little QR code on like a wristband to get them to scan in.